615-263-WMMR. And we'll go to Rich to see if he knows the answer. Hey, Rich.
Good morning. Is it a bloat?
It's a bloat. You got it, man. Hang on, Rich. Going to set you up with a $150 Fogo de Chao gift card, and you can try new favorites like their fire-roasted picanha or richly marbled ribeye as part of the full Churrasco experience, and pair them with Fogo's extensive collection of South American wines. Make a reservation for Center City or King of Prussia at Fogo.com. We'll start with this. Authorities announced yesterday that 4 men who allegedly sold actor Michael K. Williams the fentanyl-laced heroin on which he fatally overdosed have been arrested. The court papers obtained by The Hollywood Reporter show photographs, including one in which defendant Irvin Cardenega can be seen executing a hand-to-hand transaction with the actor on September 5th.
It's rare that they ever get the people who are the providers, the sellers.
Yeah.
But they did because of this picture.
And New York City's medical examiner earlier ruled that the 54-year-old star of The Wire died of acute drug intoxication on September 6th. So they got these guys. Pamela Anderson is reportedly struggling with the release of the Hulu series Pam and Tommy. A source told People that there's a sense that the series, which centers on the release of a stolen sex tape featuring Anderson and Tommy Lee, is re-exploiting Pamela. The insider added after the tape was made public, it was a very traumatizing situation, and it's unfair that she's being subjected to this trauma, like reopening a wound. I could see that side of things. I mean, that's
It's bringing up a bad memory.
It had really been put in the past. I mean, everybody knew that it happened. Obviously, it was a huge deal. But many, many years have passed, and it was kind of gone, but here you go.
So
I've
seen a couple.
I want to see it.
Oh, it debuted last night. I'm definitely going to watch it over the weekend. A number of the reviews that I've read said they really try to accommodate her and her perception and how she was.
Yeah.
Everything was kind of done with the wink. Oh, when it really impacted her. Like, she was terrified of this getting out. So.
Does she get any money from this? Do her and
I don't know. I don't know what they're always. It's like with the Kim Kardashian video. There was a side deal made, lawsuits involved. And
it's just weird that
it seems so long ago. I can't remember.
You mean from this show that's coming out?
Oh, that I don't know. I don't think she has anything to do with it.
No, she doesn't. In fact, earlier this month, Lily James, who's playing Pamela, revealed in a cover story that she had reached out to Anderson ahead of the shooting series in hopes of having her involved in the project, and she didn't get a response back from her.
It's surprising that they can use their names and likenesses and without permission from either one of them, though?
Because they're new. Because it was a news.
It might be, it might be public domain of sorts because it was a story that was out.
I wonder where Tommy Lee is on this and if he was involved at all. Again, the thing is as much a study of the early days of viral video, as it is this particular, the sex tape and everything. So, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, I want to check it out. Leah Remini is opening up to people about how leaving Scientology affected her family. The King of Queens star tells the magazine in this week's issue, out on Friday, that her 17-year-old daughter, Sophia, quote, wouldn't be the strong-minded kid she is now, who hopefully is going to make some positive changes in the world. The teen is headed off to college in the fall, most likely on the East Coast, and the actress says that seeing her daughter thrive made leaving the controversial religious group worth it. She said, my friend Sherry, who also left the church and has a son in college now, recently texted me saying, aren't we so jealous of our kids? We wish that we had what we've given them.
She was raised in in Scientology.
Yeah, her parents
did not have an option.
We're deep in it, and she had no choice but to go through that system. And if you've never watched that series of hers, it's something else, man.
Yeah,
I eventually saw enough of it. I watched the first 2 seasons, and I'm like, okay.
Got it.
And the stories kept coming, and they were compelling, but they're very, very similar. So as just a viewer, I got kind of tired of the same thing over and over, but we were all in on those first 2 seasons.
Yeah.
Intense what happens. Channing Tatum revealed to Variety yesterday that he advised his girlfriend, Zoe Kravitz, against acting in her directorial debut. She directs the upcoming thriller Pussy Island.
Yes, we talked about this.
Which stars Tatum, who also produces. The Magic Mike star, who describes Kravitz as a perfectionist in the best possible way, told her that if she were to star in Pussy Island, she would need double the days. So he talked her out of it. There was another story I saw concerning Channing Tatum, and he was really looking forward to playing Gambit from the X-Men series.
Yes. Yeah. Forever.
He had been cast as the card-slinging X-Men member in a standalone film set at 20th Century Fox in 2014, but the project landed in development hell, and after Disney's purchase of Fox properties essentially squashed the X-flicks as we know them, it never came to fruition. So Tatum opens up about why the film failed to see the light of day and his past hopes to make a Deadpool-esque romantic comedy superhero movie. In a new interview with Variety, he said the thesis was the only thing harder than saving the world is making a relationship work. He said of the planned R-rated project. Gambit, a mutant who can turn essentially anything into explosives by manipulating kinetic energy, first appeared in a live-action adaptation in X-Men Origins Wolverine with actor Taylor Kitsch playing him, but that film has been deemed one of the worst of the franchise.
Yeah, so, all right, I enjoyed that movie, but I don't know anything about any of these characters, and I didn't know Gambit. I didn't know that's what, in that movie, they didn't indicate to me that was his power. I just started
They show a little bit of it when he's playing
a card.
Yeah.
They didn't do enough of it. Yeah. Gambit is an awesome character. He's probably my second favorite after Wolverine in the X-Men universe, and it would be such a cool character to see them develop.
Well, as they're going through well, maybe they'll make the foray back into X-Men territory right now. Obviously, they're focusing on other aspects of the Marvel Universe. But, yeah, I always thought he was a cool character.
Tatum had long been linked to the role after Wolverine and says that he originally wanted to share co-directing duties for Gambit with his producing partner, Reed Carolyn. But the studio wanted anybody but us, essentially, because we had never directed anything, he said. Carolyn tells Variety they were so close to actually shooting the project that they even cast the film. And then Disney acquired 20th Century Fox properties and plans fell apart. Tatum felt traumatized after Gambit was dropped from the slate. He said, I shut off my Marvel machine. I haven't been able to see any of the movies. I love that
see
character.
That, yeah.
He said, I love that character. It was just too sad. It was like losing a friend because I was so ready to play him.
Sideshow Collectibles has a figure, like the Batman stuff and all that other stuff that I have of Gambit, Preston. That is awesome. You should check it out because if you're a big fan, this might be your statue for your room.
Is it him throwing the cards?
It's him throwing. Yeah.
I love it. I love it. Hey, Chris Hardwick and Lydia Hurst welcomed their first child together.
We love Chris.
So I think this is correct. Dimity, Dimity, or is it supposed
Sounds
to be
like Dimity.
Dimitri, or it was spelled incorrectly?
Donnie?
It says Dimity Facente Hurst Hardwick.
All right, let's go with that. That sounds
Nick,
right.
if you could look that up.
The spelling is correct. I don't know how to pronounce it.
Okay, Dimity.
Dimity?
Dimity or Dimity?
Demighty?
Demighty?
Oh, I like the mighty.
It's Demighty.
It's wonderful. It's delectable.
It's the baby. The publishing heiress shared the news on Instagram, writing, "It feels like only yesterday we learned we were pregnant, and now she's here." So it's a little girl. Becoming a parent changes you, and some of the starkest differences are also the most intimate ones, the emotional changes. Your life instantly transforms. Priorities change. You change. I feel so blessed and incredibly grateful.
And when I hear that, I'm like, oh, my God, I was such a terrible first-time parent.
Well, you know what?
You didn't write anything as beautiful as that.
I mean, you can write things, right?
Yeah.
But, I was like,
The
oh,
thing
my God.
it won't stop crapping.
No, I'm with you.
The reality for me is that my life barely changed. My wife's life changed big time.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, no, but it was like, obviously, as soon as your child is born, you have this connection and everything. But it was more like, okay, now what do we do? It wasn't like, I love this thing. This thing is my life. I've changed in so many ways. It's like, what do we do now? Oh, my God. Do we change this kid now? Is that what the crying's all
We're
about?
going to ruin this. We're going to screw this up.
We're going to mess this up. I don't know what I'm doing. Do you know what you're doing?
I don't know. Santa's got to go.
Yes. So, anyhow, some people, dive right into the emotional.
Oh, and the poetic.
Yes, and that
so
was
beautiful.
us.
You know what, though? Yeah. This child will get to use that swimming pool at the Hearst Mansion.
Yes, whenever they want to.
Yeah.
It's awesome. Stars gave critics their first look at Gaslit during the TCA Winter 2022 press tour on Wednesday. The Watergate drama stars Sean Penn as Richard Nixon's Attorney General John Mitchell and Julia Roberts as his wife, Martha Mitchell. The series is set to premiere Sunday, April 24th, across all Starz platforms. I don't think I have the Starz platform.
You don't? No, I don't, because we discussed this yesterday because Groundhog Day was available on Starz.
I'll record it for you.
Yeah.
I have everything, and I think what happens a lot of times is that you want to see something, and they have you over a barrel, and they'll say, "Would you like to subscribe right now?" And I'm like, "Yeah."
You know what's funny is we have Comcast, and I thought we had everything. I thought we did the package where we paid for everything.
Right.
Yeah,
And
but
then,
they repackage things.
right.
Yeah.
And now I have to go through when I'm surfing through, and I'm like, I see a movie come up, and I'm like,
Do I have that?
Do I have Stars or Epics? I don't. Which one do
Right.
we have or not have?
Yeah.
And I'm like,
And you know what, Preston?
damn it.
They always have stuff you'd want to see.
Yes!
And so that's why I just finally said, okay, let me turn around, put it in, let's do this.
Hey, I got a question for you, Preston, because you were watching Righteous Gemstones, so I tried to watch that. It's on like a streaming service that I don't have, right?
It's on HBO Max.
Okay. Because sometimes on my little streamer stick, I typed in Righteous Gemstones, and it came up as like, available on Spectrum. And I was like,
okay, so here's the weird thing about streaming services, and the confusing things about some of these are like you can go on Apple TV and you'll say, "Oh, I'd like to watch that movie," and you go on and you're like, "Wait, I have to pay for that movie?"
Yeah.
And you started.
But it's available on a different service that I might already have.
Yep.
Yeah.
Wait, here. So, okay, we were wanted to watch this movie, and it was on
Massive Meaty Men?
Amazon. No, it was on Amazon Prime.
Okay.
And upstairs TV. I found it free. We wanted to finish it downstairs. Jace pulled it up downstairs. It said rent for $4.99, and I'm like, we watched the first half of it upstairs. We didn't know how to pull it up. We couldn't find it on Amazon Prime.
And it was on Amazon downstairs too?
Yeah. We
Did-
couldn't
did it
find
pop
for free,
up?
so we
Different
just went back.
login.
We just had to go back upstairs and finish it.
Are both logged into the same
Same.
account?
We only have one account.
oh, man.
That's weird.
That is weird.
I don't get it.
And then for whatever reason, and this has to do with like Disney versus Sony versus streaming services or whatever, Spider-Man, when it's available, is not going to stream on Disney Plus.
Nope.
It'll stream on Stars. So, and then Steve, you were asking about it yesterday, the day before. Of course, you'll be able to buy the DVD if you want that.
Yeah.
But in order to stream it, I have Disney Plus. I don't have Stars. So it's just there's so many freaking options. It's ridiculous.
I know. Yeah. But you know what? What happens is they get you so it's the evening, you got the remote in your hand, you've just had a whole day, and it's like, all right,
Yeah.
I guess I'm going to subscribe to popcorn.
Right. By the way, speaking of Stars, Rochelle and I have this bizarre callback to Stars because they had an ad campaign way back when that used a parrot that said, "I want to see Stars." Do you guys remember that?
No.
Like we say it all the time whenever something comes up and says, "I want to see Stars."
I subscribe
Go
to
back and choke that goddamn thing.
Bubba. Did you subscribe to that?
Hey, Bubba. I should. All right. Uber Eats released a teaser trailer for their Super Bowl commercial featuring Gwyneth Paltrow. In the clip, the Iron Man star can be seen taking a bite out of her famous "This Smells Like My Vagina" candle.
Okay.
Nice.
And she can be heard saying, "This candle tastes funny." Not bad, but funny.
That's pretty good.
I've not seen this, but that sounds pretty damn good.
I sent out to you guys the teaser for the BMW commercial with Schwarzenegger as Zeus. Did you see that?
No.
Okay.
Okay. Hang
It's
on.
actually fairly clever.
Okay.
Because, all right, so I remember seeing a graphic of it. I thought he was going to play Zeus.
Yeah, he's playing Zeus.
I mean, in a real movie.
No, it's
Yeah.
it's just for the commercial.
I did enjoy the Paul Rudd and Seth Rogen commercial, that teaser commercial for the Super Bowl commercial. We might have
We
the
have the audio
that
for
was
that,
from
yeah.
a few days ago, Casey. I don't know if you want to look that
Take a
up,
look
but
here.
but it's funny because they're sitting in a car and they're about ready to record this, and Seth Rogen's like, "What are we doing?"
We're doing a teaser for a commercial?
Yeah, it's pretty damn
Right.
funny. It's a
we
riff.
go.
Oh, you got it?
Yep.
All right, it's short. This is just the audio from that.
What are we doing?
A teaser.
We're doing a teaser for the commercial.
Yeah.
We're teasing commercials now?
Yeah.
That's a thing?
Right, like a movie trailer.
Yeah, but I mean, the commercial's incredibly short in the first place. How long is the teaser?
Oh, it's really
Okay.
I love it.
Yep.
I love it. They're so damn clever, man.
Uh-huh.
So anyhow, the
Dude, can we grab the audio for the Schwarzenegger? Thank you, Marissa.
the full ad for the Uber Eats commercial will also feature Jennifer Coolidge and Trevor Noah as well. So this is also a teaser for a Super Bowl commercial.
So-
this is where we are.
They've been pretty bad over the past couple of years, and I sense we're going to get some pretty good ones this time around because they've.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of the only reason I watch the game personally.
But
so.
you don't have to either. Like that's the other thing.
They all appear before. You're exactly right.
You know, they're all on YouTube and you
like
know,
a
it's
week
good advertising.
like now,
Yeah,
they're all starting
exactly.
to pop up.
Yeah.
So Marissa is going to send over that audio for it's for BMW.
Right. So it takes place in like a Starbucks, and so there's like the kid behind the counter, and Schwarzenegger walks in dressed as Zeus, as a god, and they have an exchange, and the look on Schwarzenegger's face.
And I know this guy, the actor who's,
I like
who's
him.
behind the desk at he's in Stranger Things. He runs the arcade.
Right.
He's this kind of strange guy, and he was in another.
He was in
movie.
Reservation Dogs case, the movie about the Native Americans in Oklahoma. He works at that junkyard.
Yep.
He's a really
How
kind
tall
of
is he?
odd looking guy. He's very tall.
By the
'cause
way,
he's towering over Arnold in this.
Schwarzenegger's 6 feet tall.
Is he?
Yes, you've always thought he was gigantic. Nick, check this if you would.
Yeah.
But Schwarzenegger, I believe, is just 6 feet
I
tall.
mean, I'm 5'7". So
Yeah,
I know.
that's
I
the
know.
case.
when
But
you
no,
say justice, that makes me feel bad about
No,
myself.
but wouldn't you
6 foot is
imagine?
more average.
Wouldn't you imagine he was 6'3" or 6'4"?
No,
He's
you're
not.
right. And 6 foot is not average.
I'm 6 feet.
By the way, if he's 6 foot, then this guy's like 6'4" at
Yeah.
least. All right, so here's the audio from this commercial. Here we go.
I got a macchiato for a Zeus. Zeus.
It's Zeus.
Whoa. Kind of like the Greek god of lightning.
It's exactly like that.
He's taking his coffee, very awkwardly walking away now. And he's got a gold outfit on.
Cool.
And that somehow is a BMW commercial?
Well, they're going to play off electricity on an electric car.
It's an electric vehicle,
And
yeah.
he's the god of
Clever.
thunder and lightning and so on.
Arnold
so.
is 6'2".
Okay,
At
well,
least he was listed
At
that.
what
yeah.
point? I mean, I'm sure. Listen, I have shrunk over the years, so I'm sure that he has too. I used to be 6'2" and a half. I think
What are you
I think I'm like
now?
6 foot.
Really?
Yeah, I've definitely shrank. Your spine compresses over time.
I grew. Like in
You're
the
6'6".
last no, remember we talked about it.
You
on
grew?
Yes.
It's yoga, man.
Oh, that's what we were talking about. We thought that maybe yoga had something to do with it. Yeah, I mean, I was forever between 5'1" and 5'2". Like, I guess 5'2" was on my license, and my dad was like, "No, you're taller than that." I'm like, "No, I'm not." He measured me. I was 5'3".
Wow. Is your dad still doing notches on the doorway with the kid?
No, but we have
You
one.
could.
No, we did it at my house because I have one for Jace.
You know
that's
what, man? We had, and it was wall paneling, so you could
Sure.
actually remove it. And so when my parents got their kitchen redone, we kept that paneling, and then we never did anything with it.
that.
So it had all of, like, from, me and my brothers, my
Do you
sister,
still
like,
have it?
no.
Ah.
We had it, and we could have, like,
Could've framed it.
We could have framed it. We could have done something, and we never did. And I'm so mad that we never did
We
that.
did a unique thing. As we'd start to grow, my dad would take our heads and smash it into the drywall.
Yeah.
So we'd know
Wherever the dent was.
That's where we were. Yeah.
I like that.
My friend, my best friend who lives up in Upper Black Eddy, her parents live in Doylestown, and they still have the wall. It's like the frame of a door, and not only is it her kids, but it's everyone who comes over. So,
What?
So I'm on there now. So everyone's height is on the frame.
I kind of want
their
to go
door.
over.
That is pretty cool. Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Nice. But yeah, Case, that's too bad. That's a good idea, gang. If you're starting a family, to do something like that and save it, and then maybe frame it.
Well, and you know what they have
put
now?
something. Yes.
Pictures and-
They have, like I have. It's basically a giant ruler that you hang on the wall. So you take it. It's not on the wall.
It's
You can
designed
take
to
it
be
off.
saved,
Yeah,
right?
and you can
Measure
save it.
your
You can take
boners
it if
with
you
it.
move,
Yeah.
whatever.
Your boner wall.
Yes.
All right. The first trailer, speaking of trailers, for The Offer, the Paramount Plus series based on the making of The Godfather, is here. It shows Miles Teller being relentless in his efforts to produce the iconic film. Teller plays real-life producer Alfred S. Ruddy as he faces skepticism from the industry and opposition from actual mobsters while attempting to adapt Mario Puzo's novel for the screen. The 10-episode limited series was created and written by Michael Tolkien, and the cast also includes Matthew Good as Paramount Studios executive Robert Evans, Dan Fogler as legendary director Francis Ford Coppola.
That's a good choice.
Yeah,
And
that is.
Juno Temple
Yeah.
as Agent Betty McCart. She's from Ted Lasso. Giovanni Ribisi is stepping in the shoes of infamous mob boss Joe Colombo, who organized protests of what he perceived as the Godfather's prejudiced portrayal of Italian Americans.
Yeah, they funded the Anti-Defamation League, or they came at the production all sorts of different ways. It's funny, though, because there are things that were created for The Godfather that actually weren't part of mob culture, but that became mob culture after.
I'm very much looking forward to seeing this.
So I love, God, anything Godfather, Preston.
Yep.
Anything.
Probably greatest movies to me personally, my all-time favorite.
Towering
films.
masterpieces.
Yep.
We ever had Miles Teller on the show? Because he's from the area.
We have.
I want to say that we have, yeah.
I'd love to chat with him again. He's an interesting guy.
According to behind-the-scenes reports, the making of The Offer has been hindered by its own share of controversy. In September, rumors began circulating that filming had been delayed due to a COVID-19 outbreak on set, prompting Teller to deny claims that he was unvaccinated. And that occurred months after Teller replaced Armie Hammer as Ruddy in the wake of all that weird stuff that went on in his world.
If you ever want to see the Robert Evans take on this, and because there would be no Godfather movies without Robert Evans, but there was a documentary called, I believe it's The Kid Stays in the Picture, and it's about him wanting to keep Pacino, it's Coppola wanting to keep Pacino in the film and him dealing with him and all of the behind the scenes of The Godfather. It's fascinating.
The Offer premieres on Paramount Plus April 28th, by the way. So
Oh,
that's
man. Looking forward to
another
that.
one to watch. All right, there are 2 Jonestown-centered projects currently in the works. So
One's a musical, right?
No. This is Jim Jones, Guyana, all the people that killed themselves. Most recently, a film starring Joseph Gordon-Levitt as Jim Jones. It will be called White Knight, a psychological thriller based on Jonestown survivor Deborah Layton's memoir called Seductive Poison. Chloe Grace Moretz will play Layton in the film. Jones, of course, the leader of the People's Temple religious organization, was behind a mass casualty event in 1978 during which more than 900 followers died after drinking poison at his behest.
So I've seen countless documentaries, read books about this, and the actual footage is there to be seen. It is a riveting piece of history. It is chilling and confusing. You know, Preston, how the story is just like you couldn't write a story more bizarre and strange.
I am forever fascinated by that whole thing.
Do you know
how that happened? How he convinced that many people to go down there, and even though some of them did it, some of them were killed, but a lot of people did it themselves.
Willingly.
It's insane.
The original miniseries that they did with Powers Booth was perfect because Powers Booth looked like him.
Yeah.
Are there any survivors?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, there are. Yeah.
And so, do we know how they survived? Did they fake like they were?
Some of them fake, but they were guys walking around in case you were faking, shooting the bodies.
Yep. And
So
there was also a group of people who left with a senator, wasn't it?
right, and on the airstrip they're about to take off.
A bunch of people got killed there,
Yeah,
too.
they shot him up, and some people survived on the air. I mean, it's Casey. I mean, you had a sitting senator go down to check the situation. He ends up getting shot and killed.
Yeah.
How do I
News
not know
crews.
this?
Yes,
Oh,
it's
man.
an amazing story.
It's wild. In late 2021, Deadline reported that Leonardo DiCaprio will play the infamous leader as well. He could be great as Jim Jones, too, man.
He's got that thing.
In addition to the Don't Look Up actor, he will produce the MGM film, too. While both films are dealing with the same subject matter, it sounds like Gordon-Levitt and DiCaprio's films are taking very different approaches. White Knight with Joseph Gordon-Levitt appears to take more of a macro approach to examining Jonestown while through the lens of a survivor, and the DiCaprio film seems more focused on the man, on Jim Jones himself, at least right now.
So they're not going ahead with that all Fraggle version?
That would be, using puppets and things like that. That could be an interesting take. Maybe it's a way for children to be familiarized with the story.
I don't even know why we did this.
Let's see. What else I have here for you? Taraji P. Henson is dancing her way from one musical to another. After the actor starred as Miss Hannigan in NBC's Annie Live last December, she is now set to join the upcoming Color Purple movie musical as jazz singer Suge Avery.
Very cool.
That is cool.
Yeah, I love that movie. Great performances.
Yes.
Let's see how they do with the musical. Did anyone watch the live version of Annie with her?
I didn't. I don't know.
No. This isn't the first adaptation of The Color Purple. It's a film adaptation of the 2005 Broadway musical, which itself was adapted from the 1982 Alice Walker novel and the 1985 movie.
Are they sticking solely with the musical, or will they incorporate bits of the All Fraggle version?
I don't know if they're going to go down the big, lean towards all these Fraggle things, but we'll have to wait and see.
It's an insane push.
The new movie's been brewing for years with Steven Spielberg, who directed the 1985 take, Quincy Jones, who produced it, and Oprah Winfrey, who was nominated for an Oscar as Sophia in that film, signing on as producers. And the movie is currently set to be released December 20th of next year.
So, Steve, one of my favorite Broadway songs of all time is the song that opens up Annie. So I'll tell you what I'll do. I will listen to the very opening of Annie, and if I like it, and if I like the way the little girl sings that song, it's called Maybe. I'll give it a go. But,
all right.
But
I heard mixed reviews about it.
Yeah, I'm such a huge fan of the movie with Carol Burnett.
Right.
That
there were a lot of critics about that version because there were a lot of Broadway purists. I think wasn't Sarah Jessica Parker the first Annie?
She wasn't the first, but she was. Yeah. She was as a young girl. She played Annie for sure. I forgot the.
Andrew McArdle.
We looked up the
original one was from Philly. I remember that.
Yeah.
What was her name?
All right. Well, we're gonna go on because I have one more story that does have to do with musicals, and according to the
Santa's got to go.
Entertainment Tonight, and Paramount Plus has announced its cast for Grease: Rise of the Pink Ladies. A musical series set in 1954, 4 years before the original Grease was set. So, it would have been before we know the Pink Ladies that we knew even got to high school.
They should have the actresses now play the teens back then because they weren't much, that far from that anyway. I mean, they were all in their 40s when they were playing high school kids.
I've talked to Nick Murphy about this. I thought I had an idea for what I thought could have been a decent series that was around the whole Grease thing, and it would focus on kids that were freshmen at the time that Zuko and all those guys were seniors.
Okay.
And so the story would follow all of them, and then just in the background, you would see them doing things like singing, "Tell me more, on the bleachers," and
so in the distance you'd be hearing.
Yeah, or so for that particular scene, these kids were smoking a cigarette underneath the bleachers, and then all of a sudden, these people break out in the song above them. They're like,
"That sounds fun."
It sounds fun, and then they walk out of school on the last day of school, and they just see a car flying away. Like, what the,
Okay, all right, maybe
it's an interesting take. Yeah. It's like what was happening in the town next to Amity.
Yeah. That's a different perspective.
It's like, Lincoln goes to the theater, but you're at the theater next door.
Right.
Possibly.
Did you hear something?
Yeah.
I thought I heard a shot.
No, I think that was the from backstage.
Yeah,
it was somebody dropped something.
That's okay. Anyway, it's a great show, isn't it?
Yeah. So anyway, I have the cast here, but I doubt it's anybody that we know. It's names that I'm not familiar with, and I would imagine they're young and up and coming. It's going to be a 10-episode season. So I'm not sure exactly when that will come out, but it's Grease: Rise of the Pink Ladies. All right, clips. Let's get to those. A wolf pup and a lost lion are rescued by a girl in the heart of the Canadian wilderness in The Wolf and the Lion.
This looks good.
In this clip, Molly Coons talks about growing and overcoming her fear and working with live animals. Here we go.
Andrew had said to me, look, be honest with yourself about this. Don't sign on if you feel too scared, if you think you can't trust the process, and if you can't trust these animals. And it was such a beautiful surprise to find myself trusting and loving these animals.
The Wolf and the Lion is in theaters this Friday. Here's the next clip. Johnny Knoxville and the gang return for another round of hilarious and absurd stunts in their movie Jackass Forever. And here, Johnny Knoxville and director Jeff Tremaine talk about tapping out.
Especially with Wee Man, he'll get to a certain point in a bit, and then he starts calling Jeff's name. Jeff! I want to quit, Jeff! And Jeff pretends not to hear or something.
Well, I mean, usually by the time we get to that safety word, we're deep into gold territory where we know and there's no way out. There's no safety word. That's when we're hitting where we need to be hitting.
Yeah, it's like, Wee Man, you're tied down. I think we're going to finish the bit, and then we'll let you go.
Yeah! Jackass Forever is in theaters on Friday as well. And there you go. That's your entertainment report for today. All right, we're going to take a break. Don't forget, Bill Bellamy will be joining us a little bit later on this morning. We'll be right back. Make sure you hang in there with us.
Preston and Steve
on 93.3 WMMR.
Everything that rocks.
Something you
cool
and your
MMR
spouse
swag.
you will never
don't discuss
ever agree on ever.
And that's not a hole in the relationship.
Right.
That's just smart. You just don't agree on some things. That's totally fine. If it's an agitation, there's an entire rest of your lives to live. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, you know what, my wife and I don't
whether Hulk could beat Hulkbuster.
I don't think we'll ever agree on is which way the toilet paper goes on the roll.
Yeah.
And
or whether or not you should use it.
No. We both agree that you should use it, but I put toilet paper on the right way and she doesn't.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah.
Top down?
Yeah.
Yeah, it goes over.
Does it matter?
You don't pull,
It does matter to you guys?
No,
You know what? Consider this.
No,
You're bowling it up and jamming it in your butt.
It comes off of the toilet paper roll easier.
There you
some
go.
Perspective,
There you go.
Mr. Morrison.
Aesthetically.
By the way, did you guys see my notes in the bathroom this morning?
No.
You didn't?
No.
Oh, is it still out of toilet paper?
Yeah.
Oh, I saw that
Dude,
the
it was
other
out of
day.
toilet paper yesterday.
Did you do that last week?
No.
Because
I did it this
someone
morning.
had the courtesy to put up on the door.
Yeah.
Out of TP, so I went to another bathroom.
Can you fill me in here?
I saw that. So we were out of toilet paper, and
In the men's room?
In the men's room. So this morning I went in there and I did my business. It was a flashback to Casey when you caught me with my pants down in there.
Did you have to move stalls?
I did. I moved over to the second stall, and Kathy was out in the second stall.
Did you have to use regular?
Fortunately, it wasn't so messy that I could pull my underwear
use your
up.
shirt.
And I walked in. I used my shirt.
You just sit over the sink?
No, I got some paper
Ass
towels.
Gaskets.
Paper towels.
You had to use paper towels?
Yeah, but I
wet them.
I moistened them, so it didn't rip.
The man played it right.
And so anyhow, what I did after that is I happened to have my highlighter on me.
You put that in your butt?
No.
What is that?
I got 2 pieces of paper towel, and I wrote no PTP.
Yeah.
And set it over the toilet paper dispenser.
Awesome. Because if you go in and you see that, and you don't want someone to replicate your horrible situation. Someone actually stuck a note on the door going in last week, and I appreciate them doing that.
Fortunately, everything was a clean movement this morning. It wasn't mushy.
It was like a good cellist Preston has a clean movement.
Yeah.
So anyhow, not every argument has a resolution.
Exactly. Getting back to the core issue.
When you start to hit these sub-freezing temperatures, anything below 32 degrees, and then when you get down into teens and the freezing happens even faster, there's all kinds of things that you can do with the weather.
You can play with the weather.
You can play with the weather.
So one of the downside is, of course, the needless loss of life. The plus side is you can do stupid stuff.
Yeah, exactly. So we decided we'd try an experiment or two while we have these conditions.
So what's the boiling water thing?
It is very cool.
So here's what you do, and this is a few years ago. This little thing started to happen and pop up. If you take a pot of boiling water, when the temperature gets well below freezing, if you go outside, Kathy, and you throw it up in the air, it turns into snow. Like immediately.
Why boiling water and not cold water? Yeah,
because it gets out. I guess because of the heat shift. Can we get our physicists back on the line?
I don't know.
Right?
I'm not sure. I didn't research it, to be honest, but there's a reason for it. So.
Yeah, and I watched a video the other day of a guy in Minnesota, and I think it was below zero where he was, and he had peed outside, and there was steam coming out.
Yes, that does happen.
Like just flat out.
In fact, maybe you'll have Nick take a dump and see what happens.
I don't know. Nick, you got one cooking?
Yeah, man. I'll do whatever you guys want.
Really?
Nick looks very uncomfortable. But Nick, do we have? Should we just right out of the gate do the hot water?
I'm going to take the lid off. Max, you're going to toss it. Try not to toss it in my face. Okay.
No, wait, Nick. Before you do it, I would step away from Callie and step away a further. Step out to the lot.
Yeah, all right. So Max is going to throw it into the lot, but I'll take the lid off because Max has both hands on the pot itself. Boiling water. You guys ready?
Yeah, we're ready, man.
Makes sense.
All right,
we're watching the video. Nick is going to give the description.
2, 1. Here we go. Took the lid off. Max tosses it into there. Oh my God! Now, not all of it turned into the snow, but a decent amount of it did. Also, a decent amount immediately turned into steam.
And it's so windy that it went 50 yards away in the blink of an eye.
It was down the parking lot.
Though gone.
We did get instant snow.
Yeah.
But the wind is whipping so much that by the time Nick was done talking, it was already half a parking lot away.
It was gone.
Two things also happened. Max's foot was burnt, and the pot of water is now empty.
Oh.
All right, so let's see Callie's hair now. I don't want her to weld to the.
Well, I don't know. I don't think they poured more water on it, Steve.
Well, we don't want her to freeze to the thing, right?
She's still not laying down.
At this point, I'll take it.
Well,
yeah, anything.
Yeah, I mean, her hair is frozen solid, guys.
All right.
It's not sticking up like we saw in some of those hot tub photos.
Yeah.
Where people, but I mean, like it's coated with hairspray and it is completely frozen solid.
All right, because she's got very thick hair, so to get that sucker to freeze up the way we want it to would be a lot of work. But you can see the tips; it looks like icicles.
Wow. Okay, so we've learned that water
freezes in cold.
Freezes in cold temperatures.
Yeah.
All right.
And that if someone's hair is wet with that same type of water, it will freeze in cold temperatures. Then we're looking at Callie here. I just don't want her to freeze to the. Make sure she moves a little bit.
Yeah, we can. How long has she been out there? Anybody know?
She's going to look like Wendy O. Williams. What was that?
About 5 minutes.
The punk rocker?
Yeah, about 5 minutes?
Yeah.
All right.
Can she move her head so we can see if it's frozen?
There we go.
Yeah, all right, we have frozen hair.
Yeah.
It's sticking straight out.
No, that's cool. We got it.
All right.
It actually looks like, what does that look? It looks like the when Maleficent turned the forest dead.
Yes. Oh, like all those branches.
Branches,
and stuff?
yeah.
Yeah, it does look like that. Bill calling us?
Yeah.
Okay, Bill's calling us.
Bill's not wearing gloves.
Hang on, let me go to him.
Did he come in on his motorcycle?
No, he is. He just took one glove.
Why does he have a chafing dish?
There's no way he came in on his motorcycle. Bill Weston, Man About Town, are you there?
Good morning, my warm southern friend.
Hey, so first of all, what do you have in the crook of your arm there? Are those peppermints?
They're peppermints that my wife went to like Costco and got like the 30-gallon size.
Yeah.
Realized that she only needed a dozen for her candy dish. And she said, well, why don't you take the rest into work? I said, that's really economically wise.
All right, fair enough. And so what did you want to, you wanted to jump in on this frozen hair thing, I guess, huh?
Well, first I see an intern out here freezing her tail off and with no hat on.
Yeah.
You know, your mother always said, don't leave the house without your hat and gloves.
Yeah.
And zip up your coat. And so I said, I hope you get extra credit for your internship program for this. She says, no, there's no credit for this. So, Marissa, we need to have a little chat.
Well, Bill, can you just actually go over and just have her raise her head? Because I think her hair's probably properly frozen now.
Yeah, let's check on the hair.
Hold on just a second.
All right.
All right.
We just don't want her to freeze to this building.
Oh, yes. We've got some nice...
All right, that's cool.
That's it.
She's good.
It's frozen solid.
Have her come in.
And it's rigid. It's sticking straight out.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, Bill, how long are your pubes?
Oh, Jesus.
I just, that's my second question. When Casey asked if they were gray.
Casey asked if they were gray.
Hey, Bill, you can tell her to come in, Bill.
Yeah, you guys can come in. We want to see this.
Hold on, Marissa has something. Marissa?
Just want to say this is Callie's last week, so this is like her last
there you go. We love Callie.
Yeah.
go.
All right.
Don't want to get me in trouble.
All right, Bill, you and Callie can come inside. A Volvo that was owned by David Bowie was auctioned off for approximately $218,000 in Switzerland. His Volvo 262C was one of the last of that line produced in 1981, and it was delivered to his Swiss home in June of that year. The car was initially registered under Bowie's own name, David Robert Jones, before transferring over to the record company Bellway Brothers.
This is the beginning of Philly Loves Bowie Week is today.
Can you do a commercial for the Chili Dogs place?
No, that was Cinderella.
Oh, Cinderella. Yeah. Pat's Chili Dogs.
Chili Dogs.
Ground control to chili dogs. Hi, I'm David Bowie with a passionate message about any fan who loves a good chili dog.
How'd you get Bowie to do this?
Well, he was in town.
Well, look who it is.
Yeah, hi. Bing, I'm here to tell you about the best chili dog I've ever had.
Sounds great. Do tell.
It's Pat's Chili Dogs.
How did they get him in the first place?
If you like a chili dog, bum.
Where is it?
I don't know. But anyhow, he definitely
Do you like a good chili dog?
he definitely owned a Volvo, and that's.
Oh no, I've got chili all over my Volvo.
Pat's Chili Dogs is a We Buy Gold place now.
Oh, is that what it is now?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Anyhow, David Bowie.
Do you have extra gold you'd like to make some money off of?
All right, and then finally, what? Oh, there you go.
I am David Bowie. I just had an otherworldly experience. As Major Tom, I took you into space, but now it's time to explore your belly. I'm introducing my new character, Ziggy Chili Dog.
Did he have diamond dogs?
Chili Dogs.
Was that what his album was? Diamond Dogs?
Was it?
This new one's called Chili Dogs.
How bizarre would it be just out of nowhere?
He just becomes enamored of chili dogs.
That he is all of a sudden he is a proponent of chili dogs. Oh, this is Diamond Dogs, yeah.
Yeah, Diamond Dogs.
Yeah. Did you guys hear the news that Khloe Kardashian is pregnant? You may have heard that, right?
Yeah. She was on Ellen, right?
She made the announcement, of course, a little while back. She may be head over heels in love with her boyfriend, NBA star Tristan Thompson.
Yeah, head over heels.
But the revenge body star has no desire to get hitched anytime soon. She told Ellen DeGeneres in the first TV interview since announcing the pregnancy that we're not in any rush for that.
We're in no rush to get married.
She added, as you know, I've rushed quite a few things before.
And I've made some mistakes, and I regret those mistakes.
Referencing her marriage to Lamar Odom after knowing him for 30 days. I forgot that's how quickly that happened, yeah.
It was just...
Real quick here.
Yeah, do it, man.
All right.
Pop that sucker.
What's that?
Do you want the song?
Sure. We haven't played that in a while.
You know what?
We have an official for charity plugs, which we call butt plugs because we have a shart out. We figured we'd stay with the whole butt theme.
We can't be conventional.
Let's play the song for this. Here we go.
Butt plug, butt plug, butt plug, butt plug. Here's some butt plugs loaded up with deets and info, man. Charities can email us and we'll do what we can with a butt plug, butt plug, butt plug, butt plug. Yay!
That's from our buddy Max, who did that. He's the voice of Ben FM, by the way.
How about that?
He's the best. All right, so I got this. Actually, a few people sent this to me, and but this particular one came from our friend Jeff Duda, who is the chicken and fake chicken nugget guy from Tyson Food Service.
Yeah.
And he let me know about this. I don't know if you guys knew. So one of my favorite family restaurants we go to is Texas Roadhouse.
You always talk about it.
Yep, there's one in Royersford that we go to, and we've been going there for years and years. But the founder of Texas Roadhouse, he contracted COVID in November of 2020, and it caused a side effect. He had severe tinnitus, which I have, okay? And it got so bad, it sounded like a jet plane taking off in his ear 24/7. He ended up committing suicide. Because he of a surgery that didn't improve the condition, and he took his own life.
Right.
Because it was so bad he couldn't live with it. And that's hard. I mean, listen, I have tinnitus.
Yeah.
And I have a pretty decent case of it, but it can get that bad. So on the 7th of this week, all Texas Roadhouses across the country are donating 100% of the profits to the American Tinnitus Association.
I'm sorry, when is this?
It's going to be Monday.
The 7th. So, yeah, February 7th. Was that Monday?
I believe so.
Okay. So if you go out to dinner, whatever, all of the profits are going to go to the American Tinnitus Association in honor of this guy, Kent Taylor, the founder of Texas Roadhouse.
What a horrible story, but at least you can do something and turn that around.
Yeah, most
and obviously you have a lot of people I know have tinnitus, Preston. It's pretty common.
It sucks, man.
Yeah.
I get emails from people all the time who are asking how to cope with it, and really, there's not a whole lot you can do about it. You can go to your audiologist and see if they can fit you with some hearing aids that have these noise canceling, effects that they can use. That can help a little, but there's no real cure to it at all.
A lot of times you repurpose things in the medical community.
Right.
And menstrual cups.
Yeah.
For example.
Would you be able to put those in your ears?
Yeah, my
they probably haven't tried that.
Okay.
You know?
Why not?
So we'll have to try it.
My wife essentially has it, and that's why she likes to sleep with the TV on. And I just found this out like not that long ago.
Because silence would be she'd focus in on that.
And then also like my cousin has it, and so I was saying like I go on these long bike rides with him. I said the only thing I hate about like the wind in these bike rides is the noise, because it gets really loud. He goes, "That's my favorite part because at least I'm not hearing the ringing in my ears."
Oh,
Isn't that crazy?
Do you have constant ringing, Preston?
Yeah, all the
Constant.
time. Never ends.
So, and you sleep with a fan, right?
I have a sound machine.
But
yeah.
that's why?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yeah.
So you hear the ringing constantly.
Always, yeah. Now, while we're talking right now, I can't hear it.
Because we're engaged. There's other sound coming in.
Yeah, so
But
if
if it
I were
was
to
a
sit,
quiet room.
if it's quiet, I hear, like a sound all the time. That just might be worse.
That's a sister condition to tinnitus.
Yes,
Definitely
I
worse.
did not know that. Did you hear that? Wait a minute. Hang on a second.
Okay.
Anybody?
I didn't hear it.
Just me? Okay. All right. Well, anyhow, so on Monday, yes, go by Texas Roadhouse. And by the way, as far as steaks go, best bang for your buck, period. Texas Roadhouse, I personally think. So, and no brawls either. They don't
No
have
brawls.
None of that. So anyhow,
Like at the Golden Corral, right?
I thought I would pass that along. Now, speaking of restaurants in our area, everybody sent me this yesterday. I got this left and right. Even Jackson had texted over Casey and I about this. There's an ad for Chiaro's Pizzeria. It's a mailer, apparently, that went out. And in it, there's a picture of someone pouring a cappuccino. And in the frothed milk on top is the famous picture of the naked dude with the gigantic wang sitting on the edge of the bed. I forgot his name.
We heard the whole story about him.
He passed away a few years ago.
And he was apparently a football player at some point.
I don't know. I think his name is Michael Sirigliano.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
No, that's our doctor.
Oh.
That's Dr. Mike.
Okay.
That's a different person.
Right.
So, anyhow, Chiaro's released a statement, and it says, "Dear community, we have been made aware of the situation regarding a recent ad, and unfortunately, neither us or the community connections proofreaders caught the subtle nature of what we thought was a tasteful photo of our cappuccino. We deeply apologize for letting this slip by. None of our proofreaders, the community connection proofreaders, or the actual printer proofers caught the mistake before it was printed and circulated. We are working on making sure this does not happen again. We at Chiaro's pride ourselves." Is that how you pronounce it, by the way, Chiaro's?
I don't know.
Pride ourselves on being family-oriented pizzeria and restaurant. This is a devastating situation for all of us involved, as we are sure it has been for all of you. Please accept our sincerest apologies. So how the hell does this happen? Who along in the chain of events, when this goes from proofing to printing, somebody that works there did it? Somebody that works at the printer did it?
If you're going to believe that it would have to happen at one of the last stages before going to print, because you have to bypass all the people who are going to be taking a look at it.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
I mean, and then eventually the coloring is perfect. And so initially it took about a second before I saw it.
I didn't see
We're looking at it
But
right now.
I wonder, listen, and I'm not saying this is the case, but if I was somebody in marketing at Chiaro's, I would do this, and because it's look at all the I mean,
but
I got this sent to me 35, 40 times.
Yep. But I mean, it's pornography,
Right,
technically,
so you
and you could, and if a kid saw that, you could get in some serious trouble. So
Here's what I think. I think because this restaurant's been there a while.
The stuff looks great, by the chocolate.
I know, it looks
The
delicious.
molten chocolate cake looks amazing.
Yeah, the chocolate lava cake.
It does.
Not their picture either.
So I think that this restaurant's been there a little while. I think that the owners are probably a little bit older, and they're not doing the marketing, right? They probably have some younger person in their marketing department, or who just created this for them. And maybe they threw it into
Kathy,
the joke.
there's a guy standing in the shadow. It was all planned.
So here's the deal: whether it was planned or not.
So hold on, sorry, Case. Unless they just pulled a picture, unless they did do it, right? Again, I'm going back to their generation, and they just pulled like a picture off the internet.
I can't
of a latte. And let's slap that on the menu.
Something that had
can
already
happen
been
too.
memed already.
Right.
So
Yeah.
they took a pre-existing, unbeknownst to them.
Right.
I don't think we're ever going to definitively get how this happened. But to look at this ad and to see that dude in the cream sitting there with his junk hanging out is hilarious.
But question, you can't just take a photo and run it in an
You'd
ad.
have to Adobe Photoshop
Yeah,
it.
you have to.
Right.
You have to have rights to that photo or have a buy.
Oh no, I mean.
No, what I'm saying is you said maybe they just took a stock photo and used it. So your stock photo, you know what I mean? You have to have permission. You can't just.
I know, but do you really think some little pizza place is going, oh, do I have permission to use this photo?
In a
They
mailer
probably
or
snagged
whatever?
it off the internet.
Do me a favor,
and
see if
threw
you
it on
can
the
get a
ad.
picture of a larger black man with huge junk.
Here's the deal. Plausible deniability, right? So whether or not this was done on purpose, it doesn't matter, right? Like,
We had just been talking about this picture case, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
because you can do it on purpose and just say, "Oh man, I didn't
do it ask for forgiveness."
and just say, we had no idea." Because
now, all right, give me your best guess. Intentional, accidental, on their part.
Oh man, well, I don't want to say.
Yeah. Okay.
Because
I think it was accidental. I think somebody threw it in there on purpose, but
I just don't know.
think it was the pizza
How can
place
you not? Because here's the deal, Kath. Like when you're talking about like graphics people, when you're talking about like actual graphic artists, like that picture is not going to be this little thumbnail. Like
that's what I'm talking about. That's why I don't think it was probably not the owners that did
No,
it.
it's not
Whoever
the
is
owners.
making
No.
But
ad.
somebody knew.
Yeah,
Somebody
somebody
along
knew.
the way,
Yeah.
somebody knew what
Somebody
was
in
going
the
on.
organization.
And by
I
the
think
way,
so.
this place was not on my radar. It is now.
I know.
Because I'm going to go try the cappuccino.
Yeah, I want that
And I'm
cake.
going to go try that cake.
That cake looks fantastic.
Yeah.
I'm kind of with Kathy. It happened. I don't think the owners would have been behind this because there's too much at stake to get in trouble over.
Right.
Yet now it's internet gold. You know, I mean,
Well, and it was printed.
Yeah.
So do you
I know,
remember?
but now it's
Well, yeah.
Right,
it's
it was-
out there.
it
It's
was- I'm
making
just saying,
it's viral now.
everywhere
To
now.
actually physically print it
Yeah.
and distribute it is a whole other.
Dude.
To quickly, last second, change a picture online, do it in a heartbeat.
Yeah,
But
do you
to make sure it ends up at the printer that way, a little bit more involved.
Do you remember that back at Y100 in the city paper of Philly Weekly? You know, the owners, the general manager had no idea, but they put a full page ad in the city paper that
I
just
remember.
said,
F you, we rock.
We rock. And
Yeah,
it
was
didn't
for
say
Y100.
ad. Yeah.
It was that we were combating other rock stations in the probably MMR as well, and we were Y100 kind of had this perception or was being targeted against saying that we didn't really have we weren't a really rock station.
Right.
So our group ran this full page ad and it said the word fully spelled out F you, we rock. And that's all that it said.
Yeah.
And we caught a bunch of crap for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
You
know, like
did it work?
I don't know. Well,
Y100 went out of business.
See, it
did
worked.
it work?
That's
Did it
why we
work?
currently do the morning show of Y100.
The radio station sold at that point, like $80 million. Somebody bought that thing for, they bought that product for $80 million. I think
that
it did.
rock station is now gone, and MMR is about to celebrate its 54th birthday.
And there's a huge black guy in my cappuccino.
Now, I wonder if they're advertising that because they can do that little design.
So you can order it that way when you walk in. Yeah.
All right, then let me say, Duncan, the bar's been raised.
Yeah.
All right, let me go to some calls. I will go to Chris. Hi, Chris, you're on the air. Good morning.
Kathy, that little design, have you seen that picture?
By the way, Kathy knows that photo all too well because of all the people in this building that send that thing around, she sends it more
Far
than
more.
anyone.
Far more.
Without question. Chris, what's up, man?
I just wanted to talk good about It's pronounced Charos.
Charos.
Charos?
Okay.
Yeah, actually, Preston, there's one right by your house, right?
I'm not sure it's there anymore, but yeah, 113 and 73.
Yes, there's
Yeah.
one right there, and the main one's in Green Lane. That's like the main one. They're an awesome family, very family oriented.
Nice.
You go there, you might see their 6-year-old grandkids, making pizza with the grandfather. It's very family oriented. So I don't think it was them at all. But then again, it might have just been a marketing genius they might have just hired because I'm sure there's going to be lines going out the door and Golden Corral fights there.
Chris, you know, it's got to be nationally viral at this point, right? With the amount of sending out. How could you?
It will
hilarious.
be. I bet it will be. Yeah.
I mean, you just got a free Playgirl in the mailbox.
Yeah.
All right, Chris, thanks.
How much is their cappuccino going to move?
All right, we have Jim. We have a few printers that are calling in. So Jim, it says here, knows exactly how this happened. Hey, good morning, Jim.
Hey, sorry to bother you guys at work.
It's all good, buddy. All right, so what do you think?
So in printing, it's a giant process, and actually from the beginning, you don't see any colors, you don't see any depth to any of the pictures because it's layers of colors. So pretty much it's like they're laying colors on top of other colors to print something. So if somebody puts something in there, you may not catch it in the beginning.
Okay.
And also, like with printers, I know I've had things printed, and I made a mistake, and I went back, and I'm like, "You guys didn't see this?" And they're like, "No, we print it. Like,
we don't. We don't proof it. We print it.
Yes. Whatever you give us for like a copy, like if it's a picture or if it's like words, if you send it to us like that, that's how it's going out the door.
Okay. All right.
So it's kind of crazy, but it's, somebody should have caught it, but sometimes things like that, like not to, be obnoxious, but we actually printed a thing for ham for Thanksgiving, and it looked like some female parts. And it was a hand cut open. and it was
How's your vagina? How's your honey glazed vagina?
And what was it? What was the repercussions for that, Jim? Did people complain?
Nothing. We just cut them out and put them all over the place, and we laughed about it. But it was, for a ham for a store. And it was crazy,
Is it possible that this is how, when you go, this is how you ask for coffee black, right? Like,
This is
all right. Thank you, Jim. Appreciate it, man.
Remember the wrestling team who printed their sweatshirts in black and white? Like it was a black sweatshirt, and they printed it in white, and it was just a white logo or a white image instead of it being detailed the way it was drawn, and it looked like a guy taking another guy from behind.
Oh, yes. In fact,
I remember that. Yep.
In fact, those shirts then became a collector's item, and other places started making. We had them.
We're going to go to Lauren, a marketing and public relations professional. Hey, Lauren, good morning.
Hey, bitches.
Hey, what? What's up, Lauren?
Hi. So I am the director of marketing and communications for my company.
Okay.
And I can tell you that I write all the content for my clients. I write the messaging. I mean, my clients trust me to know what I'm supposed to say and what I'm saying on behalf of them inside and out. Half the time, they don't even take a second glance at what I look at. I'm my own proofreader. Now, I, as a professional, absolutely send it to one of my colleagues and say, hey, I've been staring at this. Can you give it a second glance? And it's also good to have somebody who's not in it, if you will. But I don't show anything to my CEO. I mean, he trusts me that as his director, I'm getting my stuff done and I'm making us look good. So and in reference to the printer that called, I've had it where a client did not run it by me and they had a huge error and it printed and it was wrong. And I don't know, this is like going way back in the day, but there were years ago, and I forget who, I think it was McGreevy, I'm not 100% sure, but he ran a postcard and it said, "We believe in New Jersey's pubic pools."
Oh, my God.
We believe in New Jersey's pubic pools?
Schools.
Pubic schools.
Instead of public schools.
I mean, and my parents were educators, and my dad hung it on the fridge, and we weren't even voting for him. I mean, it's hysterical.
Let me ask you a quick question, though, Lauren. So do you believe there has to be intent behind this? This picture is the sweet spot sits perfectly in the cup. Everything is done. I mean, there's no way this was accidental on any level, correct?
No, I do not believe so at all. Whatever marketing and communications firm they used, this was intentional, took it off the internet, did carte blanche, did what they wanted to do with it, and ran with it. And those poor owners never saw it coming.
Okay. Now, let me ask you, from your marketing and PR professional background.
Yeah.
This is a pretty good talk up for a place. I think most people are perceiving them as being the innocents in this. And as I'm saying, I'm looking at what they have to offer, and I think I want to go try their food.
Absolutely. From a PR standpoint, I mean, no PR is bad PR, right?
Right.
I mean, their name's out there now. Everybody's talking about them. So, and like you said, they're going to feel bad for these poor owners. So, yeah, I might go get some coffee.
But I'm wondering what the legalities are of mailing out a pornographic image to homes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, they might have to get their attorneys involved, especially since the image wasn't technically theirs. But I mean, I don't touch the law side that much, honestly.
Yeah.
But if they don't have the rights to the photo, yes, there can absolutely be libelous.
Well, let me ask you one thing then. So let's say, and obviously they would take. So again, I don't even know how this works, Preston. You're right. How do you even get to the bottom of this? Because how do you get penalized?
Yeah, along the chain, somebody did something.
Yeah.
And they got to find out who it was, and I don't know how they'll do that. All right, Lauren, thank you very much.
At this point, we're just grasping for Dom.
Yeah. And to Lauren's, and I have a few more calls I'm going to go to Lauren's comment. Dude, we have put out, I don't know how many calendars that have wrong names, wrong phone numbers, things spelled wrong. I remember one time at Y100, I think it was bumper stickers.
No, it was cups.
It was cups, like hundreds of them, maybe thousands. Had the wrong phone number. It had the wrong request line number written on it. Come on.
Yeah.
I was just dealing with a case. You'd give me the number of a city official who was just helping me out with some stuff.
Yeah.
And I said, by the way, did you know that the number, he had all these business cards printed up completely wrong.
I think it said 216 instead of 215. Yeah, and then all of our student
and a
IDs.
high-profile person.
All of our student IDs in college said student identification.
Indentification.
Yeah.
By the way, if you're just tuning in, we're talking
Good
about
old
this
college.
ad for a local pizzeria, Charo's. They had sent out this ad as like a flyer, and if you've seen this viral picture of this large African American guy with a gigantic penis sitting on the edge of a bed, it's made its way into hundreds of different memes.
So many.
They put that in a cup of cappuccino in the frothed milk, and so.
And honestly, I'm a cappuccino fan. I think that's enticing.
I want to give them my business. I do because I think the mistake was made not on their behalf.
Did you say I do me too?
Yeah, I do me too.
I do me too. Nicole is on the line. Her mother's company made the magazine with the ad in it. Hi, Nicole. Good morning.
Hi. Good morning.
How about all this hubbub here, huh?
It's absolutely crazy because it's just a little family-run business, and it was completely unintentional.
Okay. It was unintentional, but...
So who pulled that image? Where did they get it from? And who took that image and put it on the flyer?
I believe it was either sent from Chiaro's or just looked up on stock photos online, and no one caught it. Everyone, all the proofreaders, no one caught it.
Because I guess you can't, technically, you're not allowed to just grab photos and then throw them in an ad and use them. You have to usually pay, like you said, like Getty Images or something like that.
Is what we do.
You get a service, and you can use those then for paying for them.
Yeah, that's the service that they bought. They bought the rights for stock photos, or I'm not sure what image.
Yeah,
Nicole, do you believe that this perhaps somehow ended up in the group of stock photos that were available, and that maybe somewhere along the line someone just got a little playful and put that image in the cream of the cappuccino, the foam, and then it just kind of hung out in stock images, and it ended up in this ad?
Yeah, my mom, I proofread it for her, and everyone did, and I didn't notice it, and she even sent it to me. She was like, "Oh no, help me!"
Oh man!
Oh God!
Oh no!
I feel really, really bad for the amount of stress that was put on some people yesterday.
Sure.
Because when something like this happens, like you
freak out.
The blood just sinks,
and you just want to tell them
Nicole,
that it's awesome.
It is awesome. Nicole, is your mom worried about any of this?
Yes.
Aww.
Yeah.
the bad scare. We are really good friends with the owners, and they're such a wonderful company, and none of this was intentional, and we feel so bad for them, and my mom's getting a lot of backlash too. And
well, look again, as you heard, a highly paid professional in the industry say, no press is bad press in this case, and if it happened out this way, and they're getting all this attention again, I want to go try the place now. It seems like,
especially if you firmly believe that this was an unfortunate accident, go give them your business.
Absolutely,
you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Exactly. It would be funny if it was something else, but this is so graphic that we.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, Nicole. That's a big ass risk you're taking as an advertiser of sending these things out to homes where they might be concerned a child picks up, and heaven forbid they see a bare penis. I get it. I know that it's kind of silly, but nonetheless, some people would be very, very offended by that,
sure.
or
And Preston, the thing about this picture in particular, Nicole, I think this is what the case is that the thing that made this initially such a popular meme is that the guy is kind of on the side of the bed, like, hey, take a look at this.
How you doing?
That's the whole. That's what makes it work.
It worked its way into cappuccino foam at all. It's pretty awesome. I can't stop thinking about the one billboard that happened a decade ago with the diamond dealer with the giant wang on it. And, it was just. I'm sure that people were upset about it.
Yes, they put up a picture of someone with a big mouth, and it was not good.
Nicole, tell your mom to hang in there, and hopefully this blows over.
Oh yeah, definitely.
All right.
It's a good laugh, but it's still a little scary for the business.
Yeah.
All right.
This
Thank you.
Hang around for a while.
Marissa, you were going to comment on something on the photos, I guess?
Pretty much just this hits so hard to me. No pun intended there.
Well, because it's not hard, though.
Yeah. Well, it's flaccid. No, because you were talking about using photos, and yes, you're welcome. You're talking about using photos. You can grab any photo anywhere. I mean, you can pay for them, but all of you guys have probably seen a pizza mailer that has the Eagles logo or the Sixers logo saying, buy these for your, the big game or something.
They didn't pay for that.
They didn't pay for that.
Yeah,
and
but you know what? The directives given in our own company right here have been very clear. Don't you dare
but do you
use
really
a photo that you are not allowed to, because lawsuits pop up left and right.
But do you really think that this pizza place is doing that? No, they probably just grabbed a cappuccino image.
I don't know.
Because like I was saying, those little places, the big companies are not going to come after them necessarily. Well, everyone's going to test their luck and say, well, what happens? We get a cease and assist. Okay, it's already out there. People already saw it. And
a lot of people don't know that, too. A lot of people don't know they can't grab a cappuccino or a chocolate cake from Google and use it on their mailer. I mean, I didn't know that until the company, put something out and said, hey, stop doing this because we're going to get in trouble.
Okay.
And some people do know it and still do it anyway. You're just kind of whatever.
I wonder if, Kath, the only person that sends me this photo almost as much as you, or maybe more than you, is Steve Wilson from Wilson's Secret Sauce. And I wonder if he's kicking himself for not thinking of doing it.
We can make him one.
Yeah, so obviously there's a lot of buzz about this, and I got sent it left and right from people yesterday.
And you know what? People who aren't listening to this segment right now will still get this. Somebody will still send this to us.
Hang on, I'm going to go to Bob, who's a retired police officer. Bob, you're on the air. Good morning.
Good morning, guys. Sorry to bother you at work.
Nah, it's all good, Bob. What's up?
Real quick, when there was a string of burglaries or residential crimes, a group of cops would go out and drop mailers in a radius of maybe 2 or 3 blocks of where the crime happened.
Okay.
And contained in that mailer would say, preserve any photographic evidence of the crime. Well, on a slow night, a few enterprising police officers changed photographic to pornographic.
Oh my God!
Oh my God! So I cannot begin to estimate how many mailers were peppered throughout the city with pornographic.
Oh no!
Nice. I wonder how many of these went out.
Thanks, Bob.
Of this particular
Good question.
flyer.
Yeah, because they listen. You send a lot out. You send tons out. You blanket the areas where you can get business from. And it's kind of out my way. So I'm wondering if I'll get one in the mail, to be honest. If so, I'm hanging on. That's going to be a keeper. Marissa?
I'm seeing the number as high as 20,000.
Oh, my God. Wow.
I would say it's a collector's item, and I would
Yes.
say that you support the people. All we're hearing is wonderful things about the people. That what I'm seeing, again, the cappuccino looks fantastic, regardless of what they can do in the foam. But and the other stuff looks good. So I'm saying, yeah, this is an invitation to check out the food at Charo's.
Wow. All right. Anyhow, thank you for sending those over. We'll maybe they'll get to the bottom of this thing. We'll find out. All right, we're going to take a break because when we return, some bizarre file stories are in your future, and Bill Bellamy is going to be joining us a little bit later on as well. He's going to be at Punchline this weekend, including tonight. So we'll be right back. Stay with us.
Preston and Steve on
Oh my God! Look at this picture.
Yeah.
She does look like a
It looks
giant.
like it looks like a scene from Pacific Rim.
And
She's a
listen,
kaiju.
not fat.
No.
She's just a tall person.
I love you, Ellen.
Do they have her stats on Wiki, like how tall she is? and
6'9".
everything?
So, Nick, type in how tall is.
I think she's 5'11".
But like even in their
Khloe
family
Kardashian.
pictures, I don't think she's towering over the rest of them.
No, she's bigger.
I don't know how tall.
It's because OJ's her father.
Ellen is either.
She's 5'10".
5'10".
There we
That
go.
would make Ellen
Pretty
like
damn tall.
3'11".
Yeah, because that's how tall my wife is. She's 5'10".
Yeah, that's not like
5'9", 5'10", somewhere in that range.
bare range.
But I think the other ones are just, everybody else is just tiny.
Tiny.
Yeah. So anyhow, as you know, she said I rush into quite a few things before. Right now, I'm so loving the place I'm in and very happy with how things are. We talk about it for sure. What's meant to be will be.
I just love spending time now foraging through garbage cans. It's really a zen thing for me. Ellen.
Kardashian adds that she knows her 26-year-old beau is a good dad after watching him parent his 1-year-old son, Prince, in a previous relationship.
Okay. That's the tip-off.
She said, he's such a good dad. He's so great just during pregnancy, and he makes me more excited, too. I'm excited. That's unbelievable that he has just a 1-year-old and has moved on.
He's a great dad.
He's fathering another one
great
over
dad.
here. And
Did he bring Khloe to the birth, Preston? Did she say that?
That's a good question.
Exemplary
To the first
dad?
baby? Yeah.
Sweetie, I'd like you to meet my girlfriend.
How long is her gestation period? Do we know?
I don't know because
It's 2 years.
there's a hibernation thing, right?
You guys are mean.
The one thing is that the baby can immediately forage for itself when it comes out.
There is a picture here of the 4 girls, and she is significantly taller.
Significantly.
I'm a little bigger.
And you know they're wearing heels, Kathy.
Yeah.
When she gets into her laughing fits,
Yeah,
man,
she's so
watch
Can't
out.
stop. It's a runaway train. Her gynecologist actually zip lines in. It's crazy. Okay, everything looks pretty good. Is that a stalagmite? What is that? Oh my God. One-eyed Willie.
Chester Copperpot.
There's an entire pirate ship in here. Hey, you remember when we fought that octopus? Oh, that was in the edited scene.
Yeah, they took that out of the movie.
By the way,
The Gooey's instead of the Goonies.
she's really pretty.
She has.
She's yes.
She doesn't look anything like she used to look. My assistant. Come on over here, man.
Hey,
Look
Sloth,
at
come
this.
here.
Look at this. Navajo cave etchings.
Then when they have to do the look around the back end.
Goonies taking place inside Khloe Kardashian. Quickly, hide in the fallopian tubes. I'll use my chattering teeth to pull us up.
Oh, God. All right, so anyhow.
Okay.
They'll name the boy, if it's a boy, Tristan Jr.
Okay, cute.
Just to let you know. Here's another bit of trivia for National Trivia Day. Long before rap battles, there was flighting, the exchange of witty, insulting verses. The verbal throwdowns were popular in England and Scotland from the 5th to 16th centuries. So it was kind of like, Yo Mama jokes, I guess,
Yeah.
going back and forth. But back in the 5th to 16th
Your mater
century.
gives handies to the house staff.
Your mater.
Yeah, mater. Your mater inhales snuff through her buttocks.
Burn.
Got you.
Dude, you know what that made me think of? Is we talked about knock knock jokes being a big thing in the 1930s and 40s.
Yeah.
And you were FDR.
He was trying to
doing a knock knock. Who's that? Your mother manually stimulates migrant workers. Oh my God! Yeah, so they were, it was called flighting.
Yeah, flighting,
and they would jab, do little jabs at each other.
Your mater is so corpulent when she sits around the house, the spire sticks in her rectum. Snap!
Oh snap!
Snap!
Oh my God! All right, so that's what they used to do apparently. So that's been going on for a long time.
I think we talked about this one time. The history of humor and what makes us want to laugh and makes us want to make others laugh, and it goes back. A lot of times, the basis of everything is in insults.
I felt like an idiot yesterday because my 8-year-old daughter got me with a little bit of a joke.
Did she?
Yeah. Can I get you with it?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. Alrighty. Steve, would you remember me in an hour?
Yes.
Steve, would you remember me in a day?
Yes.
Steve, would you remember me in a month?
Yes.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
I thought you said you would remember.
Snap!
I was like, how did I fall for that?
My daughter got me one yesterday too, which was what do you call a suspicious noodle?
What?
An imposter.
I was like, spaghetti?
All right.
It's like beef stroganoff.
Yeah.
Why?
A herd of jerking cattle.
Beef stroganoff. Mm-hmm. Or did you hear about the peanut walking through the park? It was assaulted. I mean, they're so stupid.
I know, and they're great.
Yeah.
I don't even necessarily know how to verbalize the feeling that I have inside when I see like lame Eagles chants and people making up their own lame Eagles fight songs and lame quote unquote pep rallies.
As you were,
like forced pep rallies.
Forced pep rallies.
Forced
Okay.
pep rallies. All right, here's one. Yeah, and these I love the outfit and I love the zeal for it.
Can you describe it, please, for
all right,
those who are listening to the radio?
So it is an older couple. Married couple that has made up, and they're dancing. They're wearing Eagles gear. She's got a cool little Eagles tinsel wig on, and Steve,
Yeah.
I know you love
I'm
tinsel.
a huge fan of tinsel.
Right.
And they're making up their own Eagles song.
So you hate this elderly couple because they've made up their own Eagles song?
I think it's a lame song.
So what? They're having fun.
You know what? And you're right. They are having fun.
Here, Marissa, pull the audio. She heard us talking about this in the break, so she pulled up the audio. I haven't heard this. I've just seen this video footage that we're watching right now. So here we go. This is them, and their Casey says lame Eagles fight song.
Fly all the way up. Fly all the way up. Fly all the way up.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, Eagles, do your thing. We need a Super Bowl ring. Fly all the way up.
Yeah.
Fly all the way up.
Yeah.
Fly all the way up.
Get behind this, right?
Fly all the way up.
I agree with you, Kathy. Yes, they're having fun.
E-A-G-L-E-S, Eagles.
I I love the genuine zeal, the energy. What you don't know is that this woman is an Army veteran who donates her time on the... No, I don't know what the story is. They're having a great time.
Yes.
I was trying to run a CSI diagnosis or analysis of, I think, what... These are clearly... long-time Eagles fans.
They're really happy.
Really entrenched in it. Are you more pissed off about what you perceive to be bandwagon jumpers? Okay, then I'm at a loss.
I just don't. Why do you have to make this a lame song? We have a good song.
But they're not.
They're having fun. They're a couple. They're
And you know
having
what,
fun in
Kathy?
their own
I'm
home.
with you. I am
Listen, they're
totally
not out
with you.
performing it somewhere.
Fly all the way up. Well, yes, they are. And now it's on my Twitter feed.
Let me ask
no
you
control.
something. In defense, and Kathy, I know you're going to back me up on this. What do eagles do?
They fly all the way up.
Exactly.
Exactly.
And then they also swoop down and
Wait,
listen.
I love his participation. Where there's like one time where he's like,
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Well, listen, I don't think they're trying to rewrite the Eagles fight song. They're just having some fun.
Listen, and I know because I bought the stinking dog mask. And anybody that wants to criticize the dog mask craze, I say, shut up. We're just having fun. You know what I mean?
You're contradicting
I'm
yourself
barely
here.
contradicting myself.
He's admitting the hypocrisy here.
Yeah.
So you're saying on a completely visceral level, and you don't understand it.
Right.
Is it all just based on the fact that you think this song sucks?
Yeah, I think.
When I think it's brilliant?
Well, all right. So I think I'm mad about the song because it was presented to me, and I believe it was presented to me on Twitter. Like, dude, this is great.
What do you mean? It was posted.
No, yeah, but it was somebody sent it to me.
Oh.
So somebody added me, and they're like,
as in-
"This is great," and I was expecting it to be like this awesome song, and then I click on it, I'm like, "Oh,
that's not their fault. It's the person who sent it to you."
I think what they meant by this is great is look at this older couple having fun. That's probably what it means.
Fly all the way up.
Yeah.
Fly all the way up.
Did you see?
Fly all the way up.
I love that.
Fly all the way up.
Yeah.
Come on,
I
Eagles,
wanna
do
hear
your
his.
thing. We need a Super Bowl ring. Fly all the way up.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's it. Wait, it's not even a whole yet.
It's like this.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah.
I'm on camera too.
It almost sounds like a someone from Maine. Fly
all the way up.
Yeah. Can we have some goddamn dinner now?
we should try and start a new chant." I think this one is
S-E-A-G. No, not seagull.
No, not seagulls. No, fly all the way up.
Fly all the way up.
Yeah.
Fly all the way up.
Hang on, we have the actual.
Fly all
You've
the
come
way
around
up.
on this, haven't you?
We have the.
Fly all the way up.
I think we have the song that that inspired the
Come
whole thing.
on, Eagles, do your thing. We need a Super Bowl ring.
Wait, here's.
Fly all the way up.
Best part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it. It's just. I've been with this woman for 33 years, and every day is a living hell.
Here we go.
Shorty, what you want? I got what you need. I'm all the way up. I'm all the way up. I'm all the way up. All the way up. Nothing
I hear his part now.
I'm all the way up.
All right, so that's what it came from.
I hear his part now.
Yeah.
Oh.
What? Is the dinner ready? Yeah. They're an adorable couple. They're having a blast. Yeah.
Well, I think that is the guy filming. The guy in the background, I don't think he
Doesn't ever
does
say anything.
I don't think he does anything.
He is dancing.
He is dancing, yes.
Yeah.
He's got some moves.
Is this song done now? Did we win the Super Bowl yet?
Have you seen these tattoos that people will get of waveforms?
Of what now?
And you can use an app on your phone that reads the waveform and actually plays your tattoo. A gal got a tattoo, a waveform tattoo of the last voicemail that her grandmother left her before she died.
That's freaking wild.
And it was like, hey, honey, just want to call and say hi. All right, I'll talk to you later, something like that. And so she took the digital waveform, which any digital audio equipment, you visually see a waveform, and they managed to tattoo it. Here's a video of it up here on the monitor here, Steve. And they tattoo it on their skin, and then you hold this app up to it, and it reads it and plays it. How?
In their voice?
In their voice.
Shut.
Because the waveform is precise to the to the
tonal quality of the voice,
and it's amazing. Now, my question is how long is that going to last? That tattoo is eventually going to bleed a little bit in the size.
Hi, sweetie, I just called you.
But
now I regret getting that tattoo.
But it's pretty amazing.
Probably should have watched my weight.
Yeah.
I see it's grandma.
There's stretch mark for us in the middle of it.
Yep. Yeah, put it in a spot that's not, put it like on your gut or anything.
Yeah,
like that.
something that's not going to expand or contract over time.
Isn't that cool?
That is cool. Talk about a tattoo that has some meaning.
Yeah.
And that can be converted to the audio is very cool. Even still, just a visual representation of your loved one's voice.
I just don't understand how that works. How it's their actual voice and not. Do you know what I mean? Like,
because the waveform is now. It may be what happens is, I don't know the specifics. In the perfect scenario, the waveform represents exactly all the tonal aspects of what it's representing. However, maybe what it does is the app plays it back through a stored recording that matches that waveform.
Let's find out. I'm looking it up right now.
Because it almost seems.
Where are my cookies?
Yeah, it almost seems impossible. And yeah, you want them. You want the waveform to sit in their best.
Right? Yeah.
I have to piss.
It's great hearing him again.
You don't want me dead. You can have my money, you blood-sucking bastards.
I also like to look at animated feature film because
Yes.
we watch a lot of animated movies in my house. The Boss Baby. Nick, you liked that, didn't you?
I did. Yeah.
I saw it. It's funny. It's funny for adults.
Yeah.
The Breadwinner.
Oh, is that one of those lame ones?
And from Czechoslovakia, the Breadwinner.
WMMR.
I would like to throw a shard out there, if you guys don't mind, real quick. I got this email from Greg Gonzalez. He says, "Hey, bitches, gadzooks. Two-part request for a Tom Jones shard out. So says the short of the long is I finally, after 2.5 years, adopted my 6-year-old girl, Nora.
Wow.
With a lot of help from, and he says, no joke here, Annabelle Gorski, third cousin, twice removed. Shout out to Ann. So a shard out there, and then we'll do a Tom at the end here, if you don't mind. Sorry. Yep. And then my wife is pregnant with my second, our fourth girl. And she's a loyal listener and might have amorous cowboy relations with me when she hears this. Thanks and advice, and have a safe flight. That is from Greg Gonzalez, who lives in San Luis Obispo, California. So Tom Jones, if you would, please, for the... There you go. All right. Thank you guys for listening. We do appreciate it. Why were we talking about Ann Gorski yesterday?
Because her birthday
legitimate
May
birthday.
the 4th.
Yes.
We were talking about May the 4th. And
Right.
May the 4th be with you. And Marissa said that's Ann Gorski's actual birthday.
Yeah.
Is May the 4th.
If she says so.
Okay.
Yeah.
There you go.
Gorski with you.
All right. May the Gorski with you. Very good. All right. Let's do the B5.
WMMR presents Preston and Steve's Bizarre File.
Brought to you by Primo Hoagies. Big games, big parties. It isn't just football. It's an experience. So don't settle for an average catering tray. Make it Primo. Order in advance and online at primohoagies.com. It's not just a hoagie. It's a Primo. So a man accused of intentionally driving the wrong way on Las Vegas's 215 Beltway told a judge that the ghost of NASCAR driver Dale Earnhardt Sr. told him to do it.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
And you don't say no to Dale.
You've had an otherworldly possession take place. Now, what simply told him or possessed him to do it?
Told him. So he could have not done it.
All right.
All right.
Well,
so,
that's going to hold up in court, I think.
Yeah. Daniel Asif faces charges of attempted murder, driving under the influence and battery with a deadly weapon after a vehicle crash. Asif told Judge Ann Zimmerman that Earnhardt's ghost told him to drive the wrong way on the freeway in order to get the mayor's attention and bring NASCAR back to Las Vegas.
So there's a method to the madness. Mm-hmm. So a good lawyer will be able to make something out of this.
Zimmerman noted
you
that...
need to understand, we need NASCAR back in Las Vegas.
Zimmerman noted that Asif reportedly had heroin and methamphetamine in his system at the time of the crash.
Was he instructed to use that?
Prosecutors asked
by the ghost
for a $200,000 bail for Asif.
You know what? You should probably be high when you do this.
The judge set a bail at $500,000.
You know what, Steve? I'm starting to think that maybe it wasn't Dale Earnhardt and it was maybe the drugs that were doing the talking.
He makes a compelling case, though. That's exactly what Dale would want to see the return of NASCAR to Vegas.
So the trial continues. Animal control officers are looking for a home for a chicken they found wandering around the Pentagon early Monday morning.
Unbelievable.
Officers with the Animal Welfare League of Arlington were called to the security area of the Pentagon to pick up the chicken.
All right, you're going to go down 10 yards. There's going to be an office on your right. Inside is a safe. You need to punch in the code 33.
Oh, it's
semicolon 3.
It's a spy.
Yeah,
I
it's a
didn't
spy
know that.
chicken.
Yep. So they said there's no word yet on
You're
how.
going to see a folder that says Iran Contra.
There's no word on how she got there. They say that Sergeant Cliff Balena safely brought the chicken to the shelter, and now officers are looking for a new home for her.
Abort.
The shelter is also taking name suggestions for the Stealthy Chicken on its Facebook page.
Oh, Stealthy Chicken.
Stealthy Chicken.
Band name.
There you go.
Band name. I can't help it. One time, Gene Simmons piped in a chicken story, and I'll never forget it. He called the chicken Cluck Cluck, and I nearly died. Calm down, Cluck Cluck.
Pentagon chicken.
Yeah. So anyhow, they're looking for a name of the chicken. By the way, we have a follow-up and a correction. May 4th is not Ann Gorski's birthday. It is Ann Gorski Day.
Okay.
June 3rd is Ann Gorski's
I thought so.
actual birthday.
I thought so.
So there you go.
Yeah, there was some sort of connection, but I didn't think it was a birthday.
Cleared that up. The Catoosa County Sheriff's Office says a group of teenagers wanted for stealing a truck over the weekend have been arrested. Apparently, the kids, when they stole the truck, took selfies with the phone they stole that was in the truck.
Thank God for vanity.
Unbeknownst to them, the selfies and videos that they took showing off were uploaded to the victim's Google Drive. They had stolen a 2009 Chevy Silverado, and apparently the teens were found on Monday in another stolen vehicle, and they had been arrested, so they were able...
This actually happens a lot. I was reading an article about this where phones will get stolen, Preston.
Yes.
They will take selfies with the phone, not realizing there's a cloud photo system set up, and then they can find the idiots.
Yep. I'm going to include this. This is a horrible, horrible, horrible story. And it's just, I need to mention this. So you may have heard this horrible car accident took place this weekend in Las Vegas. The now identified driver, Gary Dean Robinson, was driving his Dodge Challenger northbound through Commerce Street at more than 100 miles an hour in a 35-mile-an-hour zone, running a red light. The car crashed into several other vehicles involving 15 people total. 9 people died, including both Robinson and his passenger, a woman named Tanaga Miller. But here's the really, really terrible thing. The other 7 lives lost in the crash were a family traveling together. This couple, all 6 of their children were killed.
Oh, my God.
All 6 of their children killed in this car accident. They ranged in age from 5 to 25. Parents Erlinda Zacarias and Jesus Mejia are mourning the loss of their 6 children. Both Zacarias and husband Mejia are devastated by the accident that killed them, obviously. They said they destroyed our whole family, all of our children.
How would you even go on?
I don't know.
How could you even go on?
From the youngest to the oldest, not even one was saved. They're all dead. We are destroyed, and we have no words or comfort for our immense pain. Little is known about the guy that was driving, his mental state at the time, and police have not confirmed whether or not he was driving under the influence. But I've never heard of that, like an entire family in a car accident being wiped out.
Sadly, I have, but this was particularly horrifying. Did you see the footage of the car wreck in Jersey over the weekend, Preston?
No.
So we talked about a road rage incident, and there was a pickup truck that wasn't, and another car, and one was not letting the other move over. And at some point, the car cuts in.
Oh, it was that Honda Accord.
That's it.
And tries to. They were playing cat and mouse. And apparently, the guy in the Accord had started it, and the person who was filming this, they had been cut off by this Honda, and so he got behind the truck, and the truck wasn't going to let him pass.
Right.
It was 2 lanes. He was being a dick on purpose because this other guy was being a jerk. Yeah. And so the guy in the Honda does this run around move and tries to cut across, and then he overcorrects and goes back and just boom, flips it, hits the side of a hill, and just messed up.
It's some of the craziest footage I've ever seen.
Did he die?
I don't know the fate of the driver.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. All right, we need a lighter story to end with, and I love this one. A translation error has resulted in thousands of souvenirs marking Queen Elizabeth's Platinum Jubilee. But Jubilee, instead of spelled correctly, is spelled Jubbly. Jubbly.
Here you go.
Oh, my God.
And on the back of it was a picture of a huge African-American man with his exposed penis.
But Jubbly sounds dirty.
It sounds like Austin Powers.
So over 10,000
your Jubblies.
Over 10,000 mugs, tea sets, and decorative plates meant to mark the monarch's 70-year reign featured an illustration of the Queen surrounded by images featured in her coat of arms, as well as the misprint. Now, CEO of Wholesale Clearance UK, Carl Baxter, has stepped in to try and sell the full stock for nearly $44,000.
Jubblies.
The pitch is for a reseller to turn the supply and make some cash, a potential profit of nearly $400,000.
What does this say here? Toronto Balloon Knot?
So the website states, you will notice this is probably more at home on the shelf next to Peckingham Springs, as these are in fact celebrating the Queen's Platinum Jubilee. Your Jubblies. These
Well, there you go. This is another proofreading issue.
Are, as you say, the creme de la menthe, it says. So you are a fan of, if you are a fan of the Queen and Del Boy, two birds with one stone. I'm not sure what all that means.
Nah, that sounds like nonsense.
So February 6th will mark the 70th anniversary of Queen Elizabeth taking the throne, but the real celebrations will take place in June. Beginning on June 2nd, events will include Trooping the Color, the lighting of Platinum Jubilee beacons.
How can we be sure any of these words are accurate?
Or the Jubilee beacons. So
it's not even close. Like
Jubbly
Jubbly versus Jubilee.
Yes.
Jubbly.
Jubblies.
May I see your Jubblies?
Right.
Please?
Right here. Have a lick.
All right, and there you go. That is what I
Lick
have
my Jubbly
in the bizarre file for you. All right, let's take a break, and we'll come back in just a moment, and we'll have Bill Bellamy on the program. So stay put. We'll be right back.
Preston and Steve.
I didn't know you spoke Czech.
They show a clip or something. You don't even know what it is.
It's the Czech Republic now, isn't it?
Yeah.
Or the cashier's
But
Czech
Steve's
Republic.
right. This is a headstrong young girl from Afghanistan. She disguises herself as a boy and blah, 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 blah.
All right, the breadwinner.
Because she wants to learn and then go to school and go to college and have a life. Shut up.
Okay.
Kathy, Coco's on here.
Yay, that was so good. I loved it.
That was so good.
I like two chickens to Coco, please.
Is that really how it sounds?
It's two chickens to Coco. I think you need the photosensitive screening.
It's fine. I hate myself.
I like Coco.
So Coco's on there.
It was very good.
Ferdinand, which none of us have seen.
It's John Cena doing the voice of the Ferdinand the Bull.
I would like to see that. And then Loving Vincent. That's got to be another one of those, right?
Yep.
From Romania, Loving Vincent.
Get that bear.
It's about Vincent Van Gogh?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, it sounds like our great cartoon.
Boring.
Yeah. Maybe one of the guys from The Bachelor would be there.
Yeah, I love it. I love you. I cut my ear off.
Saoirse Ronan's in that too.
He has a talking cat.
I love it.
Oh, this is rotoscoped. So the process of rotoscoping is taking live film and coloring it in.
Oh.
It's not even animation. Shut up.
All right, stop me on a category that you care about. All right, foreign language film editing, production design, costume design.
Ooh.
She's back.
Ooh, I say Coco.
All right, here we go. Beauty and the Beast.
You know what?
They had great outfits in there.
I was a sucker for that. But did you see it?
I didn't see it. No,
Kathy,
I didn't see it.
I was not, I wouldn't say I was resisting it, but I'm like, how are they going to improve on the original French version?
Right.
And then the animated version. They did a great job.
All right, so this is a costume design. Darkest Hour, Phantom Thread, L, why does it have an L there? It's The Shape of Water.
The Shape of Elvis.
No, it was L, The Shape of Water.
Okay.
And Victoria and Abdul. I don't know that one.
That's the Queen Victoria goes to like
right.
Iran or something.
Okay. Makeup and hairstyling.
Nah.
Original score.
Yes, yes.
And,
Michael Giacchino.
Michael Giacchino has anything on here. I don't know.
He did Coco.
Coco.
Is,
Yeah.
And the And now, ladies and gentlemen, from the Preston and Steve Show in Philadelphia, Kathy Romano.
The world of animation is a wonderful world. All right. Here are the original score. Dunkirk. Lisa Marie Presley.
Wow.
Lisa Marie turns 50 years old.
That's right. That's little Lisa Marie.
Yeah, little.
It's okay. It's okay. She's 14.
Well, it was a different time.
It was a different time, man, when you could date a 14-year-old and have sex with a monkey in the room.
Well, this is his daughter. This is the king's daughter, Lisa Marie, not Scylla.
Scylla, yeah.
So
I get them all confused.
I know. But she is, she's turning 50 years old today, so it's a big one for her.
Now, she was married to Michael Jackson and Randy Keough.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah.
Who's Randy Keough?
I think
that guy. Or?
Danny Keough.
Danny Keough.
Yeah, and then she was also married to Nicolas Cage, and then she was married to a guy named Michael Lockwood. And
it's a whole morass of stuff.
Currently single.
She participated in probably one of the most awkward kisses ever televised, which was the MTV. And he said it wouldn't last. Look, I'm hetero.
It was so weird. It was so weird.
Look, I can kiss chicks. All right, here we go.
Let's just count down.
It took every bit of effort.
Your little boy, your little boy, your little boy.
Oh, dude. Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
I did it.
Oh, Jesus. That's what's going through his head.
Your little boy, your little boy, your little boy, your little boy. Your little... I did it.
You donked it. Oh, my God. Oh, Lord.
They said it wouldn't last. In your face. I'm a little boy forever.
Has she ever said anything?
She says, she actually says it was a good relationship, like a regular relationship. Yeah.
I'm sorry.
That's how he powers through.
Your little boy, your little boy.
All right, here you go. Your little boy, your little boy, your little boy, your little boy.
All right, Jesus.
It's like when we were eating the surströmming.
Yeah, you're like,
all right.
This is prime rib.
Prime rib.
And there's only one waterbed store in New Jersey. And they have, I'm looking up the pricing, but it's conveniently located near Route 1 and 287.
That's when you call it.
Yes, hello?
That's
close to
Dear God.
Yes, hello?
What? That's a pizza place. You got the wrong number.
Hang on, let me.
What message is it? Yes, hello. Can I help you? Yes, Buddha. Yes, we have them, and we're open.
It's like.
Yes, hello.
I don't think I've ever heard you yell into that filtered microphone for it. He's looking for it. Hang on a second.
Yes, hello. Yes, waterbeds. We have them. Waterbeds. Hello. You're the receiver.
You know, falling on the book.
Yes, hello.
Wait a minute. Do it with the receiver.
All right,
here we go. All right.
Yes, hello. Yes, waterbeds. We got them.
I don't know. That's got to be a lonely gig.
I grew up, where in St. Louis there was a place called the Waterbed Store, and it was they had several locations around the city and everything.
Yes, hello. Who is it? What? No, wrong number.
Damn it. They sell them on Amazon.
Please, Dan, please. Yes, we're open. You just say, I'll come to you.
Is this the Waterbed Store?
Don't even drive here. I'll come to you. Where are you?
Jim. I'm going to go to Jim, uses a waterbed still. Hey, Jim, how you doing, man?
Good. How are you? Gadzooks.
Gadzooks. What's up, buddy?
Yeah, I own a waterbed. I use it every night.
Oh, no, we're talking about waterbeds, not waterbeds.
Different product.
Different product.
What is
Jim,
that?
how long have you had it?
20 years.
Yeah, Jim, is that you? You want to buy another one? Jim!
I had to buy another one about 3 years ago and had to order it from California.
Okay.
Jim, is that you? Jim!
He's the last Waterman owner.
Jim, is that you? Jim!
By the way, here's a text that says Jordan Woods is her best friend. How do you report on them all the time and not know this? I don't pay attention to my
Yes, of
reports. Are you
course.
kidding me?
Yeah, this
I
is
just
all-
report this stuff.
Yeah, seriously.
Our goal is to not retain any of
At
this.
6:58, we have forgotten everything about the Jonas.
Absolutely. And that's the way it should
Well,
be.
Jordan Woods was never, ever spoken on this show.
What?
No, I don't know the name Jordan Woods either.
I'm sure at some time or another we'll probably
If I
say.
have, I think through therapy I was able to forget it.
But anyhow, as Kylie's baby news took over the internet, her mom, Chris, was whooping it up
Jesus Christ.
at Chrissy Teigen and John Legend's house.
Stop it.
And they were watching the Super Bowl. But it looks like, hold on, it looks like Jenner may have had too much fun. Teigen shared a shot of a broken table on Snapchat explaining that Jenner crashed into it.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
Kris Jenner smashed into the table, apparently, and took it out while
Oh no, that's my favorite table.
that's while she was
It's
whooping,
Shelbyville, isn't it?
whooping it up. Our next guest is an accomplished writer and director. A couple little things you may have heard of before, like Loopers and Star Wars Episode 8, The Last Jedi.
Yeah.
And you want me to play his case? There you go. Need a fanfare when we bring somebody on board. But he is here to promote the film Knives Out, which is star-studded, looks really, really cool. Please welcome writer and director Ryan Johnson.
Thank you.
Hey, Ryan, how are you?
I'm doing great, President. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely, man. We're excited about this.
Tremendously.
We're fans of the murder mystery, the whodunits, and all that, and you just don't see them that often. And
this style, in the vein of Agatha Christie, and in the vein of 12 Little Indians, Murder on the Orient Express, the Hitchcock, that sort of stuff. And when they're done well, there's nothing like them. They just totally bring you in.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite genres, man. Like I grew up reading Agatha Christie's books. I grew up reading like the movies based on them, and it's so much like everybody loves a good murder mystery, like a good whodunit, you know?
Oh, absolutely. And what also is one of the few that allows for great ensemble work.
Yes. Yeah. You got like a rogues gallery of suspects.
Yeah.
The idea with this movie was let's do a star-studded cast. It's kind of like old school like that. Let's have it be so like everyone who pops up on screen, you're like, oh, it's that person.
Let me rattle off the names, okay, for those who may not be familiar. Christopher Plummer, Daniel Craig, Chris Evans, Jamie Lee Curtis, Michael Shannon, Toni Collette, Don Johnson, who's been doing some great stuff.
The Watchmen.
Yeah.
Frank Oz, even.
Yeah, we got Frank in there.
Awesome.
Christopher Plummer.
The
great
legend.
Christopher Plummer.
The legend, yeah.
And it's exactly, also you get a chance to, with a cast like that, and Jamie Lee Curtis, I think, I remember when I first saw the original Murder on the Orient Express, and that actually got me reading Agatha Christie. You can high concept characters a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. They're just on the verge of caricature. You can really, and that's the thing with this. It's a fun movie, and the cast, all of these stars, they just showed up ready to play.
I love
they're having a blast.
I love Daniel Craig. And Chris Evans looks to be.
He's playing a jerk. He's playing a real jerk.
And savoring. Everyone seems to say Michael Shannon is super intense, and yet he gets to.
Oh, he's having fun. Daniel Craig. If you just know him from the Bond movies, you would think he's a really serious, intense guy. He is so much fun in real life. He's like a blast, and he's having a ball in this movie.
So what's it like? I would imagine you have scenes where everybody's in it at the same time.
Those were my favorite ones.
What's that got to be like? Where in between takes where these people are just kind of it's got to be fun.
It was a party, man.
Yeah.
And also, we shot in a house in Massachusetts. It's like in a murder mystery mansion, but we were in like a real house, and so everyone liked each other. And in between takes, people wouldn't like go back to their trailers and get on their cell phones. They would all go down in the basement of this house, like around the pool table, and hang out.
Exactly what you want.
It was like summer camp for movie stars. It was great. It was really fun. And I think you can see on screen how much fun everyone's having.
The conceit is a celebrated writer, 85 years old, I guess. He's having a birthday. The family's a little disenfranchised. He wants to bring them together, reunite them. And in classic fashion, he ends up dead.
Yep.
And and then you have your but all the tropes that should be there are there. You know.
Yeah. In a lot of ways, it's very traditional. Yeah, exactly. But then it also throws some curveballs at you. And the big thing it does, a lot of times when you see Agatha Christie adaptations, I mean, I love them dearly, but they're period pieces.
Yeah.
This is set today. It's modern,
I love that.
and all the characters are modern types, and so it's very much updated for 2019.
And you're inherently you have a good sense of humor, and you see it permeate all your work. And I think a lot of times people forget that the original Agatha Christie stuff and the original Hitchcock always had a sense of humor.
Oh yeah.
I remember there's a scene in Frenzy, the movie Frenzy, where they're sitting having a meal, and the meal is supposed to be analogous to the, and it's just funny, and all that stuff works, and that makes it even more, to see.
Absolutely, yeah. Well, and Poirot, Christie's Detective Poirot. When Peter Ustinov, he's my favorite Poirot.
I think you're right.
Back in the day, and he got the clownishness of him.
I think Albert Finney was a little hard to understand.
I love him. He's going
memoir.
All right, thanks, Kath. We're going to have Bill Bellamy on in just a little bit. We got a couple of minutes before he gets on board. By the way, he's going to be at Punchline tonight and through the weekend. But I saw this little story about Netflix. Apparently, they now will allow you to remove items from your continue watching section of the homepage, and it's been a long requested feature, because sometimes you go in and you'll sample something and you go,
didn't like it,
I didn't care for that.
Right.
Or maybe not even finish the whole show, watch just a couple minutes of it, and then it will sit there forever in your continue watching folder.
But I do like that continue watching folder, because it eliminates having to search for whatever it is you're watching.
You can keep it.
But
you
I know
keep
what
you want in there, and now you can get rid of it, because I remember a couple things I'm like, I may have clicked on something by accident, and I'm like, now it's in there, and it's going to be in there forever.
Do you know it's worse when the continue watching is wonky, and a show that you figure is going to be sitting right there that you're actively watching isn't there.
Yeah, the latest
What the hell is that?
Steve, I don't know if you started watching that, is it Aileen Wuornos movie?
I watched a documentary on her.
No, there's one about her. So the chick that's in Cobra Kai, the bad girl, she plays Eileen Wuornos.
So like Charlize Theron won an Oscar for playing her, but you're going to talk about that. Okay.
So I started watching that, and I just wasn't into it. They the way they sort of position the movie or the series is they're kind of making her a superhero, it seems like. And I was like, I'm not necessarily down with that. Like, almost like she's Dexter. Where you're kind of rooting for Dexter.
Well, that's the wrong tone with Eileen Wuornos.
So I was like, but it's still sitting there in my continue watching. I'm like, no, I'm not going to continue.
All right, well, this is for you then.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll definitely use it too, because Steve, any show that's dubbed over is not. I will start. I'm like, oh, this looks like it could be good,
Right.
and then I put it on, and the mouth is moving, and there's no words coming out, or the other way around. No, I'm
always check, because you will have the option many times to watch it in dubbed or subtitled. Dubbed or subbed.
So it'll be the original language and then subtitles.
Yes.
Right.
That I would be better with. I don't love subtitles, but I'd be better with that than the dubbing. It's so terrible.
I always do the subtitles. I find it less distracting than watching.
I can't take it.
How are they moving their mouth like that? And it sounds completely different.
The continue watching feature does suck on some of the other streaming services. So like Peacock, I'll use that as an example, because there's a couple of shows I watch on Peacock, and I'll go back, and if I've taken a few weeks off from watching it, I'll come back and I'm like, it's not even there.
Listen, I'm down with Peacock. I think it's actually become something that I find myself going to more and more. But they need to brush up the architecture of the way that the way it runs. It's cluttered, and it's hard to find things.
Preston,
I demand it.
On Peacock, if you go to, so if it's a show that you're watching, right, or a movie, whatever, up top, go to TV shows. Do you do that?
I think I eventually have to, and then find it.
Well, no, but so if you just leave your homepage, this is what's working for me. If you leave your homepage and you go to TV, the continue watching is still there. Like it leaves the homepage, but it's on that either TV, movie, whatever you're watching.
All right, I'll try that out.
I bounce around from streaming services, so right now, for whatever reason, I'm just not on anything on Netflix, and I'm looking for a recommendation. Casey, you brought up that. Oh, not the Eileen Wuornos one. The other Kristen Bell one.
Kristen Bell one?
Yeah, is that good?
I'm enjoying it so far.
The woman across the street who
in
did
the
thing
window
with
with the guy and the
Yeah,
thing
it's really
over
lengthy
there
title.
behind an empty counter.
All right.
I started this one called The After Party on Apple TV Plus. Anybody
Yeah,
else?
yeah,
I've
I
heard
started
people
it. Murphy.
like it. Yeah.
Oh my God, I couldn't. One episode was
Oh, no?
plenty. I like it. So, Casey, you bailing on the Eileen Warnos one or whatever it was?
Yeah.
Like this one, and it has a lot of actors in it that I really liked. Dave Franco's in it.
Yeah.
Like Aaron
Murph
Holst.
liked it. Murph really liked it.
Not for me.
Wow.
Okay.
Do you get HBO Max?
Yes, and so Righteous Gemstones.
Righteous Gemstones.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I'm 6 or 7 episodes in with that. And
Oh,
then
you already
watch
watching
Hacks?
that? Okay.
No, I think Hacks is next. and
Axe
then
is fantastic.
I'm finally getting caught up on Succession too. So I got like 6,
There
for season 3.
I cannot recommend 1883 any more highly. I am
Casey will not
loving
stop talking. He
this
loves the
show.
series.
It is so. And listen, if you watch,
When does it take place?
I think around like the 18th century, 19th century. I think really. I'm not really sure. I'm not a history
I
guy,
thought you were
but
serious for a second.
Kathy, it's awesome. And I know that you like Yellowstone, but if you're a fan of Yellowstone or not, it doesn't matter because it's like a prequel and it's how the Dutton family came to where they are in Yellowstone. But Sam Elliott, dude, Tim McGraw, Faith Hill, they're all the stars of this
They're
show.
good, right?
They are so good. I have cried literally every single episode.
All right. Well, there's some suggestions just in case. But listen, if you want to get rid of the continue stuff that's in your continue watching selection, you scroll down. Apparently, you go to the item you want to get out of there, and then you scroll down to a new removed from continue watching button.
All right.
And then it's gone.
I like that.
Is our guest ready to go?
Well, he's sideways right now.
It looks like he's doing push-ups.
Yeah, we see a sideways video of him, but we are excited he is in town, sideways or not. He's going to be at Punchline tonight, tomorrow, and Saturday.
Should I go this way?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can take. Yeah, he's just flipping his computer on the side.
Perfect.
Ladies and gentlemen, Bill Bellamy. Hey, Bill.
What's up?
How you doing, man?
Oh, man, I'm good, man. I love this Zoom, man. It makes everything possible lately.
It sure does. Yeah,
You
the
can't
angle
get out of a meet now. You cannot get out of a meeting like you can't Zoom, baby.
the angle you had it at when we first joined you, it looked as if you were doing push-ups, and I'm like, what the hell is Bill doing?
I was literally trying to find my headset. I had one.
But you're right, Bill.
You guys can hear me.
Yeah, we can hear you. You're right, though. You used to be able to say, "No, I'm not gonna. We can't meet up. I don't have time. I'm not gonna be able to do that." And it's like, well, we'll just Zoom now. It's like, oh man, I gotta. There's something you
No,
don't
you
want to
can't
do.
even say I'm late traffic.
Right.
You can be in traffic and still do it. Yeah, it's not a problem.
Yeah, you know what I mean? You could be talking in the car, you could do the audio or whatever. And if you got a really like bummy house, you can do a fake background to cover up the shenanigans.
You know, I have to tell you right off the bat, we just came through the holiday season, and I love all the Christmas movies. And I was watching a movie, and if I just see the artwork that looks Christmassy, I'll watch it. I go from Hallmark to all the different channels. You did a Christmas. I thought that was you in a Christmas movie, right?
Yeah, man, it was a really good movie. It was called A Rich Christmas, and the message was perfect. I thought, I never played a dad before in a movie, and I definitely never did a holiday film. And so during COVID, we went to DC and we shot this amazing film. It was a very, sort of daughter and father relationship, which I could relate to, having a freshman in college now. I said, oh, this is my real life. This is not acting.
Listen, I am a straight up sucker for these things. So I kid you not. If I'm, you peruse the movies that are on at that time, and then I'm looking at you and I'm like, what? And now I see in the prep that we have, yes, it was you. So do you plan on doing more, or is that a one and done?
Well, that was just the right role. It didn't really matter that it was a holiday movie. It was just the right role. I felt like the message was good, about, keeping your kids grounded and, what love is about. It just happened to be a great love story during the holidays. It wasn't the quintessential holiday movie and you hear bells ringing and all that.
I'll tell you what they do with all those things is that they always have really good-looking people. You're a good-looking guy, obviously, but the woman they paired you with, I think
it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad on the eye at all.
I mean, to me, that'd be a good reason to do one of these things.
Listen. It was a couple takes where they said cut, and I just kept on kissing her.
Nice. Hey, you know what?
I was just like, well, you know what? I don't think we're done.
I wasn't feeling that one. We need to. We got to try that again. Hey, we were just talking about some. Nick here in the studio was wondering it needs some new shows to watch, streaming and so on. And I saw that you've got one coming up on Prime. This docuseries, Fat Tuesday, comes out tomorrow. Correct?
Yeah, it's on Amazon Prime, man. It's really well done, exciting, funny. It's a docu-series, a 3-part docu-series about Black Hollywood, and urban comedy coming to Hollywood in such a way, and it just exploded. And I just happened to be at the right place at the right time in the 90s. You remember being on MTV and being a young comic and trying to get on, trying to break into Hollywood and become a TV star or a movie star, and there was a lot of guys. From Chris Rock to, Eddie Murphy was already rolling at the time, but you had Martin Lawrence and, Cat Williams. And it's just like, it's so many, Dave Chappelle, all of us that were coming up at that time, we were trying to find like this great place to perform. And there was this one night, Tuesday nights in LA at the Comedy Store, and Mitzi Shore was alive at that time, and she was really, really supportive, and it just exploded.
So I remember that whole time, that whole scene. It was a lot of sitcoms and you were seeing a lot of you had the Def Comedy Jam, and you had things like that were starting to kick in that were celebrations of African American comedians, and it was like we were getting exposed to a whole new crop. But I remember hearing about it was Fat Tuesdays, right? Was that what they called it?
It was Fat Tuesdays, and it was hosted by Guy Torrey, and everybody used to come up there, man. I remember just seeing, like this is when Dave was really, really young and new. He was weighing about 102 pounds. And, Dave was up there working on this. Hi, man, I'm Dave Chappelle. I'm from Washington, D.C.
Yeah, it's funny because years ago we used to have Dave on the show, like years ago. That ain't happening now. He's just a juggernaut.
Say something wrong.
Well, I'm just saying, I mean, he's just huge now. But I mean, you were seeing a lot of up and comers that went on to big things, and so you were starting. It's weird for you to say you have a kid in college and stuff like that because you were so many people remember you from the MTV period. Who were your contemporaries right at the moment you were starting stand up? Who was working with you?
All of us. Like Dave was in the clubs with me. Chris Rock was in the clubs with me. Dave Attell was up and coming at the time. Dean, I can't think of his name right now. He was new as hell. Physical comic. Let me give you somebody else you would know. I mean, Ray Romano, actually, I remember opening for Ray Romano. Ray was a little bit ahead of me, but I was like, wow, I can't wait to get some credits like Ray Romano. I remember Ray and I were just like, talking backstage, and I was like, how is it to be on TV? He was already on TV already, and I was just a young comic in Jersey at that time. And then I went on to actually get on HBO. I was on the 15th Young Comedian special, and if I remember correctly, Dana Carvey was hosting.
Wow.
Janine Garofalo was on the show. Andy Kindler was on the show. Wow, right? It's blowing my mind.
Hey, it's amazing.
It's like, yo,
Bill,
we were all brand new.
You mentioned Chris Rock, and I was curious if you knew him before he got that papal blessing from Eddie Murphy, because I clearly remembered that happening. Like Eddie Murphy put his stamp of approval on this guy, this 19-year-old kid.
I was right there. I was right next to me. And he didn't pick me.
No, that's so. I remember Preston. I remember,
but it was like the blessing. Yeah.
So Eddie Murphy, and from Long Island, and I remember Chris Rock. I remember seeing Chris Rock look like he was 9 years old, and I remember he had brilliant.
He was starting to kind of emulate Eddie. He was He looked like soon as Eddie stamped him, he got a leather jacket.
Bill, I'm just looking at the.
I remember that. Yeah, because I was literally I was literally like just starting to get in the game a little bit.
Right.
And I remember then from there, Chris was doing movies.
Yeah.
Bill, I'm looking at the credits.
The beauty of it is how we all started. It would be like we all went to this comedy university, and people were at different stages in their career. All went to the comedy university, and you had to go to this particular school to become stamped as one of those great comics. And once you get in this university, you basically start learning how to do it well. You started to meet other talented people. And, even now we laugh about like some of the old days stuff, like we never had social media and stuff like that. And now we had no way. We used to have flyers.
Yeah.
And you go hand them out yourself, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and you'd be like, yo, is that you on the flyer? Yes, ma'am. Please come see.
Yeah. Yeah.
Bill, I wanted to ask you about your relationship with Pauly Shore. He's in this Fat Tuesdays movie as well, and obviously Mitzi was his mom, and you guys had the MTV background together. Were you guys buddies? Are you guys buddies? And what is a relationship with Pauly Shore like? Yeah,
Pauly was like, he was like a big brother to me, because when I was coming into MTV, he had been there for a couple of years, and he was already popular and already, moving and grooving and making movies and stuff like that. And he was like, yo, bro, this is a good look for you, man. He had all the like surfer dudes locked in. I remember, I was like, I had never met anybody like Pauly Shore. And I didn't know. I was like, is that an act? Or does he really talk like that? He was like, hey, Bellamy, how's things going, buddy? I was like, no, that's really him.
Yeah.
He's a Cali boy.
Yeah. Let me ask you about, you mentioned the MTV a couple of times, and obviously you did a whole bunch of stuff with them, and you were there at one of the pinnacles when you had a lot of people like Michael Jackson, Madonna, all those people. You encountered them, and I remember you a while ago talking about the various entourages that each one had, and like just insane over the top. Tell us a little bit about what you encountered with some of their, because they had famous entourages.
Oh my God, this is the craziest. This is the one that pops back in my head, like that is so bizarre. Yeah. Like there was two that I remember very vividly, right? So Eddie Murphy, when he came, he was promoting his music. Eddie had to have these special flowers. I don't know where they came from heaven. And he had to have candles everywhere.
Yeah.
So I was like, well, this man must be part vampire or something, because he wanted it to look like a church.
Right.
So we had to get the green room all prepped, and he had to have special water from a glacier, and all kinds of stuff. So
how many?
I was new to the game. I ain't have no rider. I didn't know what to do. All I had was a microphone and a glass of water, right?
Right. How many people in that entourage?
Yeah, and then the other one I remember was Mariah Carey. Like she only wanted the green M&Ms. So you know how many packs of M&Ms we had to bust open and fill up a big old thing of green? Yo, and then I realized it's only like 7 or 8 in a pack.
Right.
A lot of times they'll do that to make sure the rider's being read, but I was always curious because you'd see them and they'd be surrounded by armies of people. And who had the largest battalion?
Michael Jackson had the largest battalion.
Yeah, I could see that.
You couldn't even think of going over there to shake Michael's hand before you would have been on the floor and bent up under a foldable chair or something, because at that time, Mike was so big and he was so sort of like, moving around like a dignitary. Like you couldn't walk up and just shake his hand. Like if he came into that radio station back in the 90s, you would have been in the bathroom.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
You'd be like, only one person can be there at a time. Michaels needs all the air in the room. It would be like one of those things you're like, you can't be serious. And it was crazy.
So was it like 50, 60, 100 people? How many on average?
He was traveling with at least 20 people.
Oh, okay. So that's a little more confined.
Wow.
You worked on the show Hot in Cleveland for a bit. Betty White.
Betty White.
Yeah. Any stories or memories of Betty that stand out to you?
I couldn't believe how sharp she was. Like, I thought when you got a certain age, you'd be sitting there trying to remember your lines. She knew my lines, everybody's lines, and she was sharp as a tack, bro. I was astounded because I was like, Betty at that time, Betty was she was about to be 100, right?
Yeah, she was just 99 years old when she passed.
So I'm going to say she was literally probably 90. So this is less than 10 years ago. And I was like, for a woman her age, she is bonkers. I hope to live that long and be that sharp. I mean, she literally almost made 100 years old. That's crazy.
Yeah.
And she was still doing it. And literally, they were about to do a huge story on her because she was turning 100 years old.
Yeah. And we lost another comedian who is also in this special about Fat Tuesdays, obviously Bob Saget. And Bob, it seems like everybody in the comedy world knew him. Were you friends?
Everybody. Bob, ironically, Bob and I were very, very good friends. And we became good friends through comedy, but also through charity work. So we worked on his charity for his sister.
Scleroderma.
Who she passed from scleroderma, right? And the irony of it was, literally, I still have Bob's text in my phone.
Oh.
He had texted me to wish me a happy holiday right around Christmas, and I texted him back, and he was like, buddy, I'm back on the road. I'm having a good time, man. I'll see you in the new year. We got to get the families together. Cool. I'm like, bet, no problem. So cut to not even... I don't want to, maybe it's a week later. I mean, it was crazy.
Yeah.
And the one thing that I could say is that Bob was probably, if he could write out the way he wanted to leave, he would have did it like that. Like, just knowing his personality.
Yeah.
He was like, he's like, last night I killed and now I'm in heaven and I'm chilling. Like he would, he's that type of dude that wouldn't even think twice about, like, I want to line it up like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Go out with being happy. By the way, if you're just tuning in, it's Bill Bellamy. He's going to be at Punchline tonight, tomorrow, and Saturday. One show tonight, two shows on Saturday and Friday as well. So there's a movie coming up, Back on the Strip. Are you playing a stripper in this?
Yeah, man, I had to get naked, bro. What? I had to show I still got it.
Now, I'm sure you're in good shape, but if you're getting ready to get naked on film, you had to have stepped up the regimen, right?
It was harder than I thought it was going to be. Like, this is going to make you bust out laughing. They had the Chippendales, right?
Yeah.
So we're playing the chocolate chips.
I love that.
He's laughing.
Bro, every time I tell people my name, they bust out laughing. So we listen to the guys who are the team of dancers: Wesley Snipes, Bill Bellamy, JB Smooth, Gary Owen, and Faison Love.
Wow.
Wait, Gary Owen.
The crazy part is, you look at our poster, we look good.
Yeah.
Look at us now, and you're like, y'all need to use the poster.
Is Gary Owen going to be a white chocolate chip?
Yeah, so I can't give it away.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
All right.
I love what I'm hearing so far. It sounds hilarious.
Hey, so basically, the story is pretty simple. We were, pretty popular, 15 years ago, and we got, we were this dysfunctional group of guys. We broke up, and now the casino is literally about to, fold. So we come back to revive the casino and save the casino. So that's why it's called Back to the Strip.
I wanted to see if your character had a stripper name, because we worked with this gal who was in love with this male black stripper, and his name was Night Train. And I thought that was the most badass name. Does your character
Night Train look like, he got all the good steel. So my stripper name was Face.
Face. Ah,
all right.
That's good.
Because I'm the handsome, sexy kind of like guy that when I give the lap dances, the lady go crazy.
Love it.
So it's sort of a Magic Mike riff, right? Yeah. I tell you what,
a lot of laughter, bro. Like I promise you, people are gonna be dying laughing because there's so many funny scenes. Oh my God, our outfits are bro.
You
Listen to my tell you.
All right, go ahead.
It's gonna be like Magic Mike meets Hangover. That kind of
Okay. You know, it was wild to see Wesley Snipes in Coming to America, the sequel, and be hilarious. I've never thought of Wesley Snipes that way.
Bro, Snipes is one of those guys that can actually do it all, and I'm giving him his flowers. Like I worked with him and I had a really, really serious scene with him. And it was so good. And then turn around, I like you said, you saw him in that movie, and then I saw him in True Story with Kevin Hart. He was devious.
Yeah.
It was so people sleep, man. This dude was Blade, bro. He can do it all.
Yeah, but Blade, which a lot of people forget, was one of the absolute first, if not the first, big budget Marvel superhero movie. And that we were talking about that opening sequence.
Nobody knows the history of that. He was the jump off for Marvel films.
Yep. Yeah.
Now they got like 45 characters. I can't keep up with them.
I know.
When's your superhero film at this point? Besides,
I know. I would love, bro. That would be a dream come true. Let's speak it into fruition. But like that's a dream of mine to be able to be a character. That would be so dope.
Yeah. Have you? What's your favorite? Are you a Marvel Cinematic Universe guy? Is that what?
Yeah, I'm in the Marvel world. I'm an Avengers man. My favorite character is Iron Man, and then I'll go with the Hulk, and runner-up, I'm gonna go to DC because you got to jump around.
Okay. Yeah. So who in DC?
And I'm gonna go with. Then I go over to Batman.
Yeah.
And I go to Spider-Man, and then I start tapering off. I can't keep up.
Well,
I don't even know who Hawkeye is. I just know he got a bow and arrow.
Yeah, that's kind of the way.
I love Black Panther as well. Black Panther.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Absolutely. All right. Well, listen, Bill, we're going to send people in the direction of a Punchline. So a show tonight, tomorrow and Saturday. There are 2 nights at 7:30 and 9:45. You can get tickets at Punchline Philly. It's great to see you again, man. Hopefully it'll be in person.
Great to see you guys, man. A fantastic show, and have a wonderful 2022.
Yeah, appreciate it, man. Thanks so much. Bill Bellamy, guys, in Philadelphia again. He's great, man.
Yeah.
He's great. And he was in the height of that early 90s MTV stuff, the Beach House.
He was the Beach House.
Yeah.
I mean, so the Beach House was...
Oh.
It was Valhalla. It almost seemed it was like Disney World, a Disneyland, whatever you want, for college age kids, and it was insane.
Yes,
the amount of stuff, like when they would do those dance offs and those. I mean, there was so much stuff I don't think you could get away with now.
The spring break stuff.
Oh my God,
insane! It was just crazy. It was just sex on top of sex,
and straight up.
Yep, absolutely. All right, Bill's great. Yes, Case.
Can I go back to your the Netflix stuff that we were talking about?
Sure.
All right, because I wanted to ask all of you guys because we all have Netflix accounts and we all have our own Netflix pages. My question for you all is, what is your avatar for your Netflix account?
Okay. Mine is from Black Mirror. It's called oh man, what was the name of that episode?
Not Machine Head.
No. It's 3 white blocks. Has to do with the bear. I can't remember. White bear?
Okay, White Bear?
Yeah.
I think White Bear is the one.
Yep, that's what I use as my I've had that one for a long, long time now.
Okay.
Why?
Just because I
You think it informs a little bit about who you are?
Maybe, but I was curious as, maybe
I have a generic
one?
avatar because I've had that account forever.
Right.
After they started doing away with the physically mailing discs out and it became a streaming,
right?
That's when I got the account.
Because I have a follow-up question to it as well. Kat, do you know what your avatar is?
No, Jay said it. It looks like I'm a dragon.
Okay.
Okay.
I had one, Case, and then when I switched accounts or stopped being on my ex-wife's account. I just did what Steve did. I just have the generic one. But that is a good question. I want to upload one now.
Okay,
Okay.
Mine is an orangutan. I have no idea where or why it's. It's not from anything. I think orangutans.
They're
pretty cute.
On Disney Plus, I'm Wolverine.
Okay.
Yes.
Disney Plus. That was my follow-up question.
I'm a big letter S.
Oh, ooh.
Ooh, with like a gray background.
You have way more cool options on Disney Plus.
Way cooler. I'm Darth Vader on Disney Plus.
Oh, that's a good one. On HBO Max, I am Fart.
Okay.
HBO Max.
You can assign just the name to it.
Yeah, I'm just the letter C on HBO Max.
Okay, yeah.
On all of our streaming services, so we each one in the family has our own account, and on all of them, Caroline's name is The Favorite.
Oh.
That's what
I
she
like
has written
that.
for every single one of them.
Is it true? Is it accurate?
And everybody else just uses their names. So, but anyhow, yeah, just a little character study there.
Yeah, Paramount Plus. I'm Patrick Star. So you could do that for Paramount.
I don't think I've done one on Paramount Plus, and some of them don't. You don't even allow separate accounts, which kind of sucks. Apple does not have separate accounts. You can only have just the one.
Yeah.
And Steve, like on, I think it's on HBO Max. I'm just a big letter P.
Yeah, that's all I need.
Hulu
just
is-
get me to the stuff.
Yeah, Hulu is just your name. So on Hulu, I am Diane.
You're Diane.
I just use my way.
So I set up everything because I'm the tech guy. So
Yes.
Claire uses all my. In fact, when she goes, because we share one calendar, so she's, so I know what she's doing, so I can plan accordingly, and then back and forth. But when she goes to ask Alexa, show me my calendar, there'll be a pause, and Alexa will say, "Is this Steven?" Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
And she has to surrender to the unit so she can get into the calendar.
By the way, Casey, somebody says they're an orangutan too.
Aww.
So you're in good company apparently. So
You know what, Steve? They need more orangutan movies. They were all the rage.
Sadly, Clint Eastwood saw it, and they couldn't.
there's
$1 Million
one in,
Baby. It was supposed originally about an orangutan.
Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. At the end, they go walking off into a sunset with they're both holding hands with an orangutan, and they promised to come back with one. I don't think they ever did.
Do you know what? Even though I know that the proper pronunciation is orangutan, I still say orangutan.
Yeah. Orangutan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same.
Yeah, I
Orangutan.
do too.
Yeah.
By the way, did you say that $1 Million Baby was going to have an orangutan in it?
It wasn't-
Wait, no.
It was going to be the boxer.
The boxer, yeah.
Oh, dude, okay. So you said $1 Million Baby.
Yeah.
Okay.
What were you thinking?
I was thinking Baby's Day Out.
No.
And I thought it was
No.
So, and to me, it wasn't even a joke.
Yeah.
It made sense. They were going to do it instead of a baby, it was going to be an orangutan that got loose.
Knock him out, Clyde.
Yeah, so Steve, he would say when he wanted to do the knockout punch, he would say right turn.
Yeah.
When she's in the ring.
Right
when the
hook,
orangutans
Clyde.
are
That could be a Jeopardy before and after answer.
Yes.
$1 Million Baby's Day Out.
Yes.
Yeah, that could be too. Oh my
The Unforgiven was supposed to feature Clyde.
Well,
Hell of a thing to kill an orangutan.
So kind of like when you play golf, usually in one round of golf, you say at least one line from Caddyshack.
All right.
When I go out on a bike ride with somebody, right turn or left
Steel
turn?
Magnolias.
Yeah, no, right turn or left turn Clyde comes up at least one time.
Okay, I like that.
Because you're usually saying which way you're going.
You have to communicate with the other cyclists, you know, that you don't want to be crashing into
So you
each
say
other.
right turn, Clyde.
All
Yeah,
right,
I got
Dunstan
you.
checks in. That features an orangutan.
Yes, it
Are
does.
people texting in their favorite orangutan movies?
Yeah.
I would say, it's underappreciated, but the orangutan in Cannonball Run 2.
I knew you were going to say that. I knew you were going to say that.
Somebody said that it's Mallrats, not Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. I don't think that's right. I think at the end of Jay and Silent Bob, it's they spend some time with an orangutan.
I don't remember that it did involve a place that did animal testing, so maybe.
That could be it. Yeah.
I don't know. Any other orangutan movies? Or are we done here?
Sophie's orangutan. She had to pick one.
Oh.
Which one of these orangutans can you not live without?
Yeah, here we go. It's
Yeah.
Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. You're right.
All right. Rats.
All right.
All right, now I'm trying to rack my brain to think of other movies that have orangutans in there, and I can't think of anything. I'm sure there's some people texting.
I think my favorite is when they go.
When the orangutans do that?
Yeah. No,
Okay.
Not when people
That's
do that. That's my favorite.
That's my favorite.
When they go.
How's that pudding, little fella?
All right.
He had an orangutan in the book of Forrest Gump?
Yes. I did read that book, and I forgot where along
He
the
opens
lines.
a shrimp company, right?
Lieutenant Dan was actually an orangutan.
Really?
In the book, he does a lot more than
Jenny was an orangutan.
You said that that's a movie that's better than the book.
Oh God, yeah, way better.
Okay, I never read it.
Jenny was almost evil in that book.
I've heard
she there was no. She
No
was
liking her?
mean to him, yeah, and he went into space, and he was the creature from the Black Lagoon, and he saved the Chinese president at the time, and he was a chess master, and all these other weird things. But I don't remember the orangutan, but I'm sure it's in there. All right, what are we watching?
This is Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. That looks more like a chimpanzee than an orangutan. Orangutan.
No, that's an orangutan.
I can't. It's so dark. I can't tell.
And he has a suit on, Casey.
Yeah. You know what? You're right. Absolutely. He's so dressed up. I was like, wow, how regal.
And that's Johnny Depp playing Hunter S. Thompson.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the orangutan. He's very versatile.
We're done. Okay, stop it.
Come on.
Stop
I've
it.
tried to wrap this up like 4 or 5 times now. We're going to take a break. We'll come back in just a moment, so make sure you stay close. And when we get back, no more orangutan.
Yes.
All right. We'll return in a moment.
Preston and Steve on 93.3 WMMR.
93.3 WMMR presents
Katy Perry.
Dorothy.
That's great. That's great.
I totally see that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a blast, man.
You got to love that fans are having
Well, that's
fun with
what,
that.
I mean, they take it and they make it their own, whether it's that or fan fiction or fan art or, people just take this stuff so personally. That's what's great about it,
In A New Hope, Luke meets Leia via a hologram, and in The Last Jedi, Luke says goodbye to Leia via a hologram. Was that your idea?
Yeah, man. The symmetry, you're always looking for symmetry. Wow. If you can hit that sweet spot with symmetry, so that even if you don't, the first time you watch a movie, you aren't thinking of it in those terms, and you step back and take a look at the whole thing laid out, you're like, oh, this rhymes with this, and it bookends this. Especially with something like Star Wars, you're always searching for those things to lay in there.
Thank you for answering questions about it, because I know you're here to talk about Knives Out, and I can't wait to see that movie as well. But while we have a director of one of the Star Wars movies in the studio,
about Star Wars.
We lavish love on Knives Out as well. But I also have to ask you, Looper is an amazing film, and it also speaks to your ability to add. I remember watching that and go, wow, this is a really cool conceit. I'm thinking of it has a Harlan Ellison, Philip K. Dick sort of vibe to it. It's cool. It's jumping around. And then it gets you emotionally too, and when you're and that's something that I think when you can do that in all this stuff where you can go down one path and phone it in, and then it becomes something where it gets you viscerally with the kid and what his future will be and how things have to be right. That to me was just such an amazing. And I don't want to give it away if you've never seen it. You need to see Looper if you've never seen it. But working with Bruce Willis and working with Joseph Gordon-Levitt, who you worked with in Brick as well, you start to build an ensemble of people you go to, there are people that are comfortable. Who do you consider your go-to, people now?
Well, I haven't worked with him for a few movies, but Joe Gordon-Levitt is one of my good friends.
Awesome,
and he's so good, man. Yeah. He's such a good person, He's such a lovely, wonderful guy. And I managed this Last Jedi. He wasn't. We got him in there as a voice, alien voice.
Okay, I was
Knives
wondering.
Out. We had to get him in there as a voice too,
that's
he
great.
wasn't available. So you keep your ears peeled. He's in there. So
You guys are friends.
Yeah, we're buddies.
Okay, because he's in a scene of a movie. It's one of my favorite theatrical scenes ever, and it's a movie called 500 Days of Summer.
Oh yeah,
and it's when the Hall & Oates song comes on. To me, and there's a Han Solo thing in it as well. But I would love to meet that guy. He is a good friend of yours.
He's a sweetheart, man. He is so cool.
Will you tell him that I love him?
Let's call him right now. Let's get him on speaker.
Whenever I hear that song, I bounce around like he does when he's walking down the street. Like I want to do what he did in that movie.
We made the very first movie I made was called Brick. It was like a weird high school noir, and he was in it
twice today. I haven't seen it.
Oh well.
Did you shoot that at the high school you went to?
I did. Yeah. I shot at San Clemente High School down in Orange County.
That's wild.
Yeah.
That's got to be cool to come back with a film crew to the school that you.
It was cool, but we were really low budget. We were like micro budget with that movie.
Still.
So I think we were more annoying to them. I'm surprised that they didn't kick us out before we were done filming.
Well, Knives Out, honestly, is I cannot wait to see it. It looks phenomenal, and so I assume, have you done the full premiere route yet, or is where this is one cog in the premiere?
Well, Philly is not a cog.
I know.
This is the main engine of the whole tour.
Thank you for saying that.
We premiered at Toronto, and I just came from the Chicago Film Festival, and we're here tonight, and I'm psyched to see it with every. Like I said, man, this is a crowd movie. This is a crowd-pleasing movie. It's so much fun to be in the theater when a big crowd is watching this.
Love
I'm
it.
psyched
Love
for
it.
Can I ask what the title refers to, or is it a plot point that we need to wait for?
No, it's. I mean, sort of. There are knives in it, but it's. I mean, the Radiohead song is what I kind of stuck it in my head years ago. You know, Amnesiac, I think it's on, and Knives Out. Okay. And so that phrase just always seemed like a cool turn of phrase to me. It seemed like a good murder mystery.
It always indicates.
And the knives are out.
Your knives are out. Your knives are. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Somebody's got it. Yeah.
Which definitely applies to the family in this movie.
Awesome.
Can I jump in real quick? I just want to ask you, because I know that you do have your fingerprint on the Breaking Bad universe, and you directed a couple of episodes of the final season.
Yeah.
I watched El Camino, and then I was like, oh, God, I got to go back and watch the final 2 seasons. So I did that, and then I watched El Camino again. So you directed Ozymandias, and I got to ask, is that the episode where Walt calls Skylar and has the phone conversation with her?
Yeah.
That is like some of the finest acting I've ever witnessed in my entire life, because he is saying things to her
without saying them.
But he's also on like, so what you're hearing through the phone is what he's saying, but emotionally he's not saying those words. And like, so can you explain that better than what I just said?
No, you put it just beautifully, man.
Okay.
And Cranston, I mean, that's the explanation. It's one word. It's Cranston. That dude is just
Cranston.
So you didn't have anything to do with that?
No, man. No, honestly, you show up and you do your work as a director, which is on set to be an audience for the actor, and so you watch it. If you feel something, you say it to them. If you feel, try this, try that. The truth is, though, especially with Breaking Bad, I mean, the writing is so good. Those actors, as a director, it makes your job so easy. You get to show up on set and just like roll with it and try and maximize it.
Real quick, how many takes for that particular scene?
I don't know. I think it was freezing that night, so I don't think many. I think it was maybe 3 or 4. And then Anna Gunn, Skylar's side of the call. It's interesting because I remember with Yoda, with Mark and Frank Oz, Mark Hamill and Frank Oz.
Yeah.
Frank telling me, everyone talks about the expressiveness of the puppet and the performance of Yoda, and he said 90% of it is Mark believing, listening.
Yeah, and I can believe that. Yeah,
and it's a weird analogy, but what Anna is doing on the other side, the amount of that call where we're on her face and hearing her realize what her husband is doing, that's as much of the scene as.
Okay, and for that, was she in the next room? Was she actually on the phone with him while he was doing it, or were you doing a playback? Or?
No, we had him there, so he was. Obviously, we shot them completely separately, but then we have both, and vice versa. She was on set, kind of on the phone with him there, for his side of it, and then we were in the house shooting. It was a totally different day, but he was there for her side of it, so they were both there for each other.
Okay,
that's wild. And by the way, you should probably put some ointment on those fanboy burns you just got.
Yeah. Those could get infected.
That's all right. I'm scabbed over. It's all right. I got the scabs.
All right. Thank you very much, Ryan Johnson. Thanks, guys. Thanks for coming by. Appreciate it. Now, let's do the B5.
WMMR presents Preston and Steve's Bizarre File.
All right, so let's start with this. Smashing Pumpkins are going to kick off their Bright and Oh So Shiny reunion tour in July, and the band's Billy Corgan has now shared a proposed list of songs.
Are you doing
music news?
Son of a bitch.
That's amazing.
I was thinking,
I thought it was maybe
weird happen at the music news, or
grab the wrong folder.
Maybe he found a King Cobra in his car or something, or.
Look, I'm just on autopilot right now.
That's exactly what it is, right?
You're at home right now watching The Walking Dead, aren't you?
I am. I haven't seen that episode yet, damn it. Oh, man.
That was great. Thank you. Hey, just sneak preview, guys.
I love the music, though. That wouldn't be a tip-off.
It didn't even register with me at all. A man dubbed America's most wanted deadbeat dad.
Let's just call him Billy Corgan.
Has been arrested.
There were a number of missed calls in my life that actually led to opportunities, and you always have to keep your radar open to the fact that there are things in play that you haven't even seen yet that will reveal themselves to you. You just have to be receptive to it.
It all starts with this girl giving me the clap.
The clap.
That's where it started.
You were saved by a social disease.
It all starts with that.
All right, so tell.
This girl gave me the clap. I dated her for 5 years. She was my girlfriend. She slept with my best friend, and then she gave me the clap. I remember going to the doctor, and he was like, "Yo, she's a hoe." And by the way, this is
Is that a medical term?
No, this is. He used the more formal RE. I don't know if you can say it on. WHORE. I don't know if you can say that on.
Whore.
Yeah. Oh, if you want, like an idiot, I just spelled it. Yeah. Like you can't spell it. So he was like, your girlfriend's a whore, and I was like, what? By the way, this is when you thought doctors were like older. He's probably just 27 years old.
Yeah.
Like he's just a kid,
dude.
And he was like, she's a whore, man. And he said, I go, no, you got that wrong. He goes, let me ask you a question. When you go to a bar, do you and your junk split up to cover more territory? And I was like, excuse me? And he goes, do you? And I said, no. And he goes, then I'm telling you right now, if you're telling me you haven't slept with anyone else, just her, she gave it to you. She's a whore. She's sleeping around. That's how you get it. You just sleep around.
Yeah.
Oh my
and I was like, that's impossible. I want the test. And he was like, I can just give you the medicine. You don't need the test. And I went, no, I don't. I must not have it. She's not a whore. And he's like, all right, I'll give you the test. Q-tip.
Yep.
Yes. I remember him saying, brace yourself. And I held on to the thing, and he did it, and I was like, she's a whore! She's a whore! And then I went to her, and I confronted her, and I said, yo, I have the clap. You gave it to me. And she's like, no, that's impossible. And then I said what the doctor said. Let me tell you something. When I go to the bar, me and my junk don't split up to cover more territory, okay? And so, but if that girl hadn't done that, because I told that girl I wanted to be a comedian. I laid in bed the morning of the Miami-Florida State game, and I said, I think I want to be a comedian. Because right after Russia, I'd gone to Europe, and I backpacked, and I ran into a group called The State. I ran into them in Greece. Yeah. We all partied in Greece, and I met them, and I said, how do I get into comedy? And David Wayne said, just write all the time, write down jokes. Anything funny, write it down. And that whole summer, I said, I was funny traveling. Everyone liked me. Thought I could make people laugh, and I was like, I'm going to be a comedian. Came home. First week back, have sex with her, laying in bed, Florida State-Miami game. I say, I think I want to be a comedian. And she was an actress. Still is. And she was like...
Not somebody we would know, is it?
No.
Okay. Regional theater, stuff like that?
Yeah. And so...
That's what we're calling porn these days.
And she said... She goes, oh, honey, you're stupid funny. You're not smart funny. To be a comedian, you have to be smart funny, and you're stupid funny.
Wow.
So don't, you cannot.
And this is from the whore.
This is from the whore. Oh. And so I was like, oh, okay. Never tell anyone your dreams. I get the clap. I then break up with her over the period of do you know how those breakups go over 6 months? Yeah. And then I start dating this girl who's, by the way, I love her, but just an oblivious idiot. Yeah. Like I told her I want to be a comedian. She's like, you should do it. Invest everything in it. Why wouldn't you, right? Oh my God. And I just ran into her last week in wherever I was, in Charlotte, North Carolina, and she's like, I'm so happy you followed your dreams. And I was like, I am so glad you did not see the pitfalls in life that everyone else sees. Yeah. Like, she was just like, do it. Why wouldn't you? I didn't want to be a shot girl. And I was like,
dream big.
She went to New York to be a model. And, she's attractive, but she's not like a model.
Yeah.
But I remember
not a New York model.
And she just walked in and she's like, I want to be a model. And I was like, man, I wish everyone had more of that.
Yeah.
But if it wasn't for that girl to just give me blind confidence.
Yeah.
That I don't think. I mean, by the way, my first whole year of stand-up, I did not know. I was just doing all the jokes like Angry Sanchez, or I didn't have comedy. I wasn't doing comedy.
Yeah, you had little segments, but
yeah,
you know that's.
And then Will Smith discovers me, and I'm like, I'm so glad I did this. And then you move to LA, you get a TV show, and then
that's how it goes.
Yeah. Oh, thank you so much for not knowing about life.
And now you understand the weird science behind comedy. The efficiency of words and all that.
Oh yeah. I get blown away. I get blown away sometimes by just that, those little coincidences in life that send you on a path, and then you go, God, what if I hadn't done that?
When I did stand up, I learned, and I did it for about 10, 11 years, and I enjoyed it, but I knew it was actually radio that stepped in out of the blue and became a thing that I just loved because it allowed me to do comedy in a different way. But the refining and there's a joy in that with stand up and having things fail and having if you can have fun on stage regardless. Even if something's tanking and you're enjoying. Carson was an expert at having fun with tanking.
WMMR.
Nothing like eye contact when a grown man is picking his nose.
I was scratching.
Is that what you were doing?
From the inside.
I didn't even see what happened, and I was cracking up because
You
I
saw me shaking my head?
Yeah, and I figured it like either nudity was involved
No.
or Casey had done something deliberately funny. Like,
There's like there's 3 good bets there: nudity, farts, or picking my nose.
Yeah, one of those is definitely going to be. All right, in the last break,
right,
I said we were going to come back and not talk about orangutans.
But
Nick wants to talk about orangutans. Just one little thing.
I like when I'm right and other people are right at the same time, and I can admit when I was wrong, but we were both right in this instance because Mallrats, at the end of Mallrats, Jay and Silent Bob are holding hands with the orangutan, and they say, Jay and Silent Bob will be back. And so that was the scene that I was alluding to, and then they spent a lot more time with the orangutan in Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back.
All right.
So there's actually scenes.
There's crossover.
There's crossover, yes. So the texters were right, and I was right, and that's the end of the orangutan.
All right. We're all good?
We're all
Everybody's
good?
good?
Yeah.
Okay. Excellent. Hey, by the way, we have a new Daily Rush video for you to check out. It is titled The Great Pie versus Cake Debate. And it says, a morning show divided cannot stand. And you can check this out now. It's our latest Daily Rush video. If you follow us on Instagram, you'll get it delivered right to your feed. So follow WMMR, sponsored by Xfinity's Gig Speed Internet. And you can learn more at Xfinity.com. And I never did find out the results of our Twitter poll.
No, yeah,
Cake
we
versus
figured
pie.
that out.
I don't know how that
might be
turned out.
still accessible.
She'll let you know. Press by the graphic. Can you tell what kind of pie that is?
Looking at, there's a pic. Oh, dude. I didn't even pick up on it.
Did you put the guy on there?
It's the guy. Yeah, I didn't do it. Nick Murphy must have done that. The same guy with the huge wang that's in that pizza ad that everybody has been talking about today. So that's really, really funny.
He didn't put that on the website though. That's
really? That's just for us?
your pleasure.
Oh, that'd be.
Oh, that's great. Nice.
We don't have rights to that picture. We've learned.
I never found out. Marissa, can you find out what the results of the pie versus cake debate were on Twitter? Because I never did get resolution.
Inquiring
I'm
minds
sure
wanna know.
cake won by a landslide, but I don't know. Marissa, do you have that?
I am looking it up, guys. Searching our.
Or do those things disappear after a while?
No. Oh, here it is. All right,
Okay.
you have to take a side.
Oh,
any flavor, team cake or team pie.
right. Oh, do you have to pick one now?
No.
No.
She's reading the framework of
dramatic.
the.
Okay. All right. What is it?
Team cake won 60%.
All right.
Hey.
60-40. That's actually closer than I thought it might be.
Respectable.
Okay. All right. You know what? I wanted to mention this. Kathy sent me this story. There's a guy named Paul Singh. He's a Florida businessman and traveled through Lower Bucks County a couple of weeks ago to do some work. And he brought his dog with him. His dog's name is Fido.
Yep.
Which
classic dog name.
Why not?
Yeah.
And he was at the Levittown Home Depot in Tullytown Borough on Sunday, January 23rd. He left his dog in the car. He left the window partially rolled down. Dog got out.
Oh, no.
And long story short, people were trying to help him catch the dog. Dog took off. He hasn't been able to find it. He's not even going back to his business in Florida until he finds his dog.
He rented like a trailer or something to stay in, so
He's
he
like
could
staying
stay here
nearby
The
too,
dog-
right?
Yeah, the dog. Yeah, he's staying nearby where the dog was lost, but he crossed like what's a very busy highway.
Yeah,
So,
Route 13.
Yeah, like it's one of those roads. It's like almost I would equate
Like
it
422 or something like that.
like the boulevard.
Okay.
Like
All right.
there's lights, people. Yeah, busy. People drive fast on it. So the dog made it across there and on the other side of the road. So I could easily see how the dog would get away before they could get after them.
They saw the dog running away.
Yeah. So well, I don't know what the final.
Yeah. So there were people that when the dog got out of the car, people in the parking lot tried to help, but I guess the dog just kind of took off, and and then he saw the commotion. The owner, he came out, and then I think that's when the dog ran across Route 13.
It's a little dog too. It's a Pomeranian and Chihuahua mix.
Oh,
It's a tiny one.
It's
so
really cold out.
they're looking for the dog, and he is not leaving until he finds the dog. And it's been a couple of weeks now, and he's hoping that somebody who doesn't know she's missing took the dog in. And he actually has given out his home phone number, his cell phone.
Yeah.
If you see this dog in that Levittown area, you can call him at 1-305-842-1217. But he's got a business down in Florida, and it may. He said prolonged stay in the area has taken a toll on his manufacturing business in Florida. So poor guy, that must really suck. I mean, anytime you lose an animal,
oh my God, it's horrible.
It sucks. But if you're home and it happens, you're not. However many hundreds of miles away, then it makes it a little bit easier. But this guy's out of his element, and he's looking for his dog.
Do we know if this dog was chipped?
I don't know.
Microchipped? All right.
It didn't say so in the article. That
But I
read
thought
about
it was like he said, I took on the responsibility of being this dog's owner. I'm not leaving it here.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
So
there we go.
All right. Anyhow, so if you see that dog, make sure you get in touch and listen. There's tons of missing animals out there, and it sucks. And hopefully somebody will find him. And,
Yes.
I'm sure he's checking the shelters and that.
Yeah, they said he's working with other organizations that help
Good.
find lost pets, but just get it out there as much as possible.
Where was it outside of where was it? Would you say a Lowe's or
A Home Depot on Route 13.
Okay. So he could build actually a tower.
Stop it.
Yes, with the supplies,
right?
A spotting tower.
Right. Yeah.
I wonder if they've started to erect that yet. All right, I saw this article. So many times we see articles about red flags in relationships.
Yes, and we're talking physical red flags.
Yes, one
that you gift each other.
Brightly lit,
Yeah.
and usually for a nice occasion you give them a red flag.
Oh, this is a beautiful flag.
Actually, it's a great idea. Hey, I don't know if you noticed, but I just gave you a red flag.
Yeah. Man, there's red flags with this guy. No, see them. They're all over here.
That's not a bad idea. No, how about green flags? Huh? Let's talk about something positive.
Something that says this could be the right one.
This is good. So, and in fact, sometimes red flags can pop up when you've been in a lengthy relationship, not just a new relationship, but there are green flags that tell you you are with the person you should be with.
So if you were to see the picture of the large African-American man with a huge penis, would that be a green flag?
Well, if it were if my wife gave it to me as a gift card or something like that, that's a green flag.
Yeah.
That's funny. It's sense of humor that we share.
Sure,
That'd
sure.
be a green flag, I think.
What I'm curious to see what is listed as green flag indicators.
I have some examples here. All right, number one, you adopt each other's mannerisms.
Right.
Okay, so
you
apparently...
both use menstrual cups.
No, people in thriving relationships take on their partner's habits, interests, and mannerisms. After dating you for a little while, they pick up new goals and interests. You went hiking. New and quirky turns of a phrase.
Hey, you went hiking.
Did you really just say groovy? Or new habits, like when did you start drinking oat milk?
Is this dick drinking oat milk?
It's called self-other overlap, and it's a sign that your love is here to stay.
I think there's a percentage of that is
It doesn't
good.
mean everything.
Yeah, I don't think you become a carbon copy and start as they talk, you move your mouth.
You need to have your own things.
Yeah.
But if they adopt some of them, then that's a good sign.
There are
Or
things that
adopt.
you enjoy together are nice. There are things clearly that my wife is not into that I'm into, and that and you got to keep those things as well.
Here's another.
So,
yes.
Oat milk is the key to happiness. Is that
Oat
what
milk.
we're
If
getting
you
out of
guys are
this?
drinking
Oat
oat
milk is
milk,
good, man.
My
you're together
wife
for
and I
good.
both drink fat free, and
Okay.
we've never been happier.
I have two separate containers of milk in our fridge. One is oat milk, and one is 1%.
Which one is
Because
yours
you
and which
both-
one is hers?
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm the 1% cow milk.
We have two
Never
kinds.
gonna
We have 2% and whole milk.
Oh.
And I am the sole 2% drinker. Everybody else in the family drinks
Drinks whole
whole
milk?
No
milk.
kidding. Wow.
Absolutely.
All those skinny
and
children.
if they have some, if they have some of mine, they're like, it's not right.
Wow.
Get
out of here.
Yeah.
What are you?
But they're
messing with
right.
my-
Whole milk tastes pretty damn good, man.
Yeah, it's so thick though.
I know that's what's great about it.
Yeah.
it's like it's
Veiny.
almost like a little milkshake. All right, so here's another one. You don't get bored with average days. This is a green flag.
Yes.
Every day can be a whirlwind of romance, but when you have a strong emotional connection to your partner, it doesn't matter. It's not about constant chemistry, but rather a constant companionship. In fact,
sometimes social studies.
You'll find that couples with the strongest emotional bonds often just want to cook dinner tonight and watch Netflix.
That, of course, I've said that forever. That don't you always look for like The Bachelor. The Bachelorette sets up these insane dating dynamics that are never to be replicated again in life. And the person to be with is the person you can sit on the couch with and watch a dumb show and have a good time.
But for the number of times you said it, Steve, people just don't know.
I know.
It is good to be reminded of this because people fall for that Bachelor crap, and they look at it. And
flying over volcano, Nick, is at sunset.
But I mean, obviously,
and then Ramon read poetry to me.
I agree with you, but like people get bored so easily and so quickly. They're like, well, this can't last because I'm bored.
Yeah.
Actually, that's a good thing.
Yes.
Here's
you spend more time like that than flying over a volcano.
Here's a good one. All right, a green flag. You don't feel the need to post long tributes on social media. All right.
All right.
We've had an issue with this recently. It seems like say it directly to the person.
All right, so here's the example. Researchers from Haverford College. So it says here, we get it. You're in love and you want all your Instagram followers to know it. But according to researchers from Haverford College, local, the more insecure someone is feeling in a relationship, the more likely they are to post to social media for some kind of validation. By all means, post the adorable snaps of you two on vacation.
Yeah.
But if you or your partner are oversharing on the internet about your relationship, then maybe take a look at what's really going on between you two.
Well, also the fact that you need to keep harping on it shows that you may not be that secure with it.
All right, here's one. Another green flag. You're physically affectionate, not just when you're having sex.
Okay.
It says here, let's get this out of the way. You don't have to have sex every night or even every week to have a great relationship.
You can teabag right in the Costco.
That's right. According to a study published in the Journal of Personal and Social Relationships. But interestingly, even small acts of physical affection have a big impact. So this is like holding hands and things like that.
Yes, it does make a difference.
Yes.
In fact, you read a survey a few years ago that women prefer that level of affection in many cases over the more animalistic.
Would you get off of me?
Kathy, can I ask you a question?
Sweaty F.
Kathy, how often
smell like cheese
do you and Dennis hug? And I just mean hug, like a loving embrace.
Like a quick hug or hanging out?
No, like a hangout, like, hey, almost like a slow dance,
Yeah.
I would say an embrace that lasts
an hour,
longer than 10 seconds.
I have no idea.
Okay. Because I'm a hugger, and we. So
yeah, I'm not.
Okay.
Okay.
And I didn't think you were. And
do you ever come up from behind Dennis and pick him up?
Michelle and I do. We did it yesterday, especially as freaking tired as we are all the time.
You're just leaning on each other.
I just see her and I go in and I hang on and I kind of lay on her and she lays on me.
You're just like two fighters holding each other up in the ring.
That's exactly what it's like, man. It's that hug dance.
Claire and I will do we'll do chest bumps as a joke.
Yeah.
And then we'll do this thing, we'll do the hey, but like A Christmas Story. Hey.
Oh, yeah. And they get harder and harder. Yeah. How often do you
Every
and
day.
Diane hug?
Yeah, we're
And hang out for a little while in your hug?
Yeah.
That's every day.
Every day.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then you guys are in a good place. That's
good.
a green flag. Here's another green flag. You do little things for each other. According to relationship coach Kyle Benton, our motto for making marriage last
I poured you some milk.
is small things often. The small acts that demonstrate you care are powerful ways to enhance the positivity in your marriage. From folding his socks.
Yes.
Just the way he likes them. Or to picking up a burrito from her favorite Mexican
I folded your
spot.
socks just the way you liked it.
Go back to the
and
burrito.
I picked up your burrito.
Burrito's a green flag.
Off the floor, you pig. I swear to God, if you hug me, I'll cut your head off.
Wait, we left off at the burrito, right?
Burrito,
Okay, yeah.
I think burritos are better than tacos.
Picking up a burrito from her favorite Mexican spot on your way home, the little things add up.
I do that.
I like burritos better, too.
So you guys do that, I'm sure. Claire does that for me. I do that for her. Those little things. I'm going to pick it up. I always say calling an audible. I'm going to go get. I think you might like this, so I got it for you. You know those, and it doesn't have to be a purchased like an actual gift. I got you one too of this sandwich.
And if you didn't, then what you do is you eat whatever you got
Right.
secretively. Right. Maybe finish it before you get to the driveway.
Right. What happens?
And then
sitting in the driveway, just shoving it in his mouth.
you either leave the trash.
There's a man in the driveway across the street who's been sitting there for an hour and a half.
You either leave the trash in your car and throw it out in a community dumpster somewhere, or leave no evidence.
Nick, the only upside I think to tacos over burritos is you get to eat a lot of tacos and usually just one burrito.
That's a good point, yeah. But I like the self-contained aspect of the burrito, so all of your Mexican
It's cleaner.
ingredients. Yeah.
It's
and
definitely
tacos are...
Oh! I
What?
saw a hack for taco eating. This is great.
Do you want it now or for the?
Yeah.
No, I'll do it now.
All right.
It's a quickie. So I saw this. If you are eating a taco, let's say a hard shell taco.
Oh, yeah.
And you know how those things crumble and the crap falls all over
I
the
hate
plate.
it. That's why I eat soft shell tacos.
Here's what you do. Oh, yeah. Here's what you do. You take a soft shell tortilla, you lay it on the plate, you eat your hard taco. Above that,
good.
The stuff falls onto your soft tortilla,
right?
And then you roll it up and eat it. Or
I
you
like
may
it.
just add a little bit more to it.
Right.
No
Flour or
fuss, no muss.
So your
either or.
Your tortilla shell is like a spice worm in Dune because it just engulfs,
takes everything.
Yeah. I like my taco shell of preference is the soft new boat contraption. Have you guys seen it?
Not the soft taco, no.
Yeah, I'm a hard taco guy.
So it's a soft taco. It's softer. It's not completely soft, and it is like a long canoe.
Okay.
And all the
I've
taco
seen it.
fixings go into it. Nothing falls out.
Give it a shot.
Yeah, I like the corn tortilla. I think it's a better flavor.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
The
do.
corn tortilla.
So anyhow, try that out at home.
All right, yeah.
All
Now,
right.
back to the green flags.
Right.
There it is, Mexican beef taco boats.
Other than picking up a burrito for your loved one on the way home.
Good, Kathy, right?
All right, here we go. Your friends, not just lovers. That's a green flag. No matter how many years you've been together, the foundation of the relationship is a strong friendship. You respect and value each other. What?
I love you, buddy. That's what we say. I love you, buddy.
You say that?
No,
Okay. Casey thinks the friend thing is kind of goofy.
I don't. I just.
I've heard you say things before.
Well, what I say is, this idea that your spouse has to be your best friend. It's just a weird way to title things because
Doesn't have to be, but it would help if that person is.
Well, what I want to say is like obviously they're your friend, but they're better than your they're better than your best friend. They're your spouse. They're your wife. They're your husband. That supersedes best friend. And so to do, I have best friends. Yeah, Jeff and Mike are my best friends. My wife is better than that. She's my wife.
She has rank over your best friend.
She has rank over, yeah.
Okay.
It's like president and CEO,
Yeah.
Which one's better?
I don't know.
Me neither.
I forgot. CEO, I think. But anyhow, it's semantics. That's what you're
It is. It is a semantical argument.
And exculpatory.
Yes.
And
I would
and
say
tacitatory.
my wife
Yeah.
is my best friend.
Yeah.
And because
Yeah, Rochelle's my best friend.
Yeah, and so that's the way. And again,
But I
there's-
disagree.
there-
Rochelle is your wife and Steve's your best friend.
Steve is my best friend. Steve Lisick, is my best buddy. Yeah, without
Yeah.
question. But yeah, whatever. But listen, like when I hear something cool and awesome, she's the first one I want to tell.
Of course.
And that's
because she's your
usually-
wife and she supersedes your best friend.
All right. Well, anyhow, you can be friends and in a
It's
relationship.
like being a president or a CEO.
Exactly.
It says you respect and value each other, you turn to each other for guidance, and you enjoy spending time together. If all else was stripped away and the romantic relationship never existed, you'd still want to call them a friend.
Well, I've been saying this for a long time. Yes.
Yes.
It's a good foundation.
All right.
And then love springs forward.
Here's another green flag. Silence isn't always a bad thing.
Shut up.
Emotion.
Would you just shut up?
Emotional connection doesn't.
Shut up, woman.
Now, they love it.
Right. Yeah.
Emotional connection doesn't always mean that you have to talk nonstop.
You don't.
According to Jenna Birch, a dating and relationship coach, an emotional connection with your partner is the ability to have deep, substantial conversations about things you'd struggle to talk to just anyone about: friends, feelings, family, entanglements, politics, religion, goals, and dreams. On the flip side, though, those with strong emotional connections can also just enjoy each other's company, can sit in total silence comfortably.
And eat soup.
There's peace and solace when you eat soup.
Yes, there's not. I don't feel compelled to always be talking to Claire, and we can sitting at the same table while we work on our various things gives me a warm and fuzzy feeling.
Here's another
with the person I adore more than any person on earth.
There's another green flag. You're pro-dependent, not codependent.
What does that mean?
Codependent relationships, platonic or romantic, are a red flag. But Dr. Robert Weiss, a sex, intimacy, and relationship specialist, theorizes that by labeling relationships as codependent, we're essentially punishing them for what is actually a good instinct, loving and caring about your partner. That's why he coined the term prodependence.
Oh,
In
so
a
they could
nutshell.
have something to put on a T-shirt.
In a nutshell, he explains that prodependence is an attachment-focused rather than trauma-focused term I've created to describe relationships that are healthfully independent, where one person's strengths fill the vulnerabilities of the other and vice versa.
We just had this conversation, Preston.
With this mutual support occurring automatically and without question. So basically, it's a positive, symbiotic relationship in which the couple is supportive of, but not overly relying on one another.
So I think like a lock and key sort of thing. There's things that my wife does better that I am not that good at. She takes that stuff, and then I'm able to do things that she's not that good at. And we complement each other,
Right.
And it works out. This guy did a ton of research with orangutans. He clearly knows how this works out.
I've been in a codependent relationship, and it's odd because you think that things are better than they are. And then when you start realizing that the other person is codependent, it changes how you perceive that person and certainly how they perceive you. And I think in codependent relationships, a lot of the time, you don't notice it first.
Nope.
And then like after a while, you're like, wait, there's something off. And codependency is a real
And before
issue for
you
a lot
know
of
it, you're standing on a side stage dressed as Elvis.
Right. Another green flag is you share the chores 50-50. Says this one's a no-brainer to anyone who's ever cohabitated, but there's actually some data to back it up.
Nick, what's wrong? Do you not do
I
that?
mean, honestly, like a kitty litter's not going to take itself out. Just leave it there.
Yeah, you know what? I was stuck doing that crap too.
What the hell?
That sucked.
All right.
But
it's trash day. Take the
I had a
goddamn
trade-off.
kitty
It was laundry.
Oh yeah, I do the laundry too.
See, I didn't do that.
All right.
Did you do half the laundry?
You're getting.
Did you do the sleeves on the shirt and let her clean the rest?
You're getting a shaft here. And you do the trash too?
Yeah, but I take the trash to the curb, but somebody else in the household should probably take the kitty litter out.
Okay.
I don't know if she's listening right
There's only one other person in the house, right?
What? No,
Oh.
yeah.
Sharing household chores ranks third in importance on a list of 9 issues associated with successful marriages. After faithfulness and good sex, it comes chores after those two.
There are things that I do that I'm responsible for, and there are things that so we split our 13 cat boxes every day.
Do you?
Yeah. So
What, like you'll go
I
down and only do 7?
No, I do all 13, but she does them we do them twice a day.
Oh,
I do
okay,
them
got it.
She does them in the morning, and I do them at around 5:30, right before we have our conference call. So I'm reeking of cat crap when we talk.
Do you fill a bag?
Myself, I do. No, yeah. Oh my God. Yeah, Kathy, the you got to see it. You would think we were bringing out human heads in bags.
Oh my God.
I mean, it's 13 rocking. Yeah, and then the funny thing is they go on tour and they decide which boxes are really the in boxes to crap in. So like this week, my box in my room, I have 2 cat litter boxes in my room. The one is like the superstar. They're just lining up to get in. Yeah.
Well, by the way, Candace has been on hold for a little while.
right.
I'm going to go to her. Hey, Candace, good morning.
Hi, good morning.
Hi.
I love you guys.
Thank you.
Thank
you. So you have your own relationship green flag you'd like to add to this?
I do. I think everything you're saying is green flags, but I also think that's what's healthy relationships. But a huge one, I think, is that if you can be open and honest and trustworthy with your partner. I've been through 2 divorces, and it was terrible. But being sexually open to where you can tell them your fantasies and actually act them out, but together, that way. You know what I mean? Like if the guy wants something, instead of him cheating, you do it with him,
Right.
and vice versa.
Yeah, having
And
open
I think-
discussions about sex can definitely be very, very helpful. Yeah.
So
yeah,
Candace,
but doing them with your partner because you guys are that open, and it's like it saves one from, I think, cheating. Like if the man is wants to go be with the man for but then wants to include you that way. And if it's a healthy conversation,
right,
and you do it together, I think that's a huge green flag because now you don't have to worry about if he likes this too or if I like that too.
be up front. Yeah.
What if you don't like it though? What if you hear this thing and you're like, I'm not into that?
Well, then I think then that's what's talked about, and then you have to discuss and realize is it going to be a healthy relationship if you're not into sharing all those things. But if you can't talk about them,
Hey, call up your mother. Yeah, Mom, could you step in? No, yes, no. You make a good point. You have to have open lines of communication.
no, but like I'm finally in a relationship where I can be open about my sexuality and he's open about his, and if we can share and we share it together, that way
Candace?
nobody's running off secretly. I think
Candace?
that's a huge green flag.
What do you like to do?
Everything.
Yeah.
And does he like is he like as adventurous, or is he accommodating you?
Completely adventurous. adventurous with me.
And where did you guys find each other? That's the other question. Is like, did you find each other through?
It was a party at Kathy's house.
Well, I mean,
No, we found each other. He was out to dinner by himself. I was with a couple friends. We met, but because we were open and were able to be honest about our true selves, we were able to share it together.
How about that?
Candace, does he like pegging or?
Yes.
Oh, there you go.
Dear Lord.
And he likes receiving as well, but the man or a strap on. And
she's not kidding.
No, she knows her stuff. Yeah, there we go.
I was joking, Candace.
Yeah.
Well, hey, whatever floats your boat.
You
I'm
know
happy.
what,
I'm so glad you two are happy. You
Candace,
found the right person.
If you want to bat it out of the park, how about a gold rose from Stephen Singh?
I mean, come on, that's a green flag. If you could be like that honest.
There we go.
All righty.
Nice.
Thank you, Candace.
You're welcome. Have a good day, guys. I listen to you every day. I love
Thank
We
you
love
so much.
Thanks a bunch. Wow. Okay. Yeah. Well, listen. Obviously important in Candace's relationship, so it's a green flag for her for sure.
And the flag is at the end of a peg.
All right. So just a couple more things here. Another green flag is good news or bad. They're the first person you want to tell.
Yes.
That's a green flag for you. Like you
Yes.
know, it says when you find out big news, like you got a promotion or your grandmother's sick, who are you going to tell?
Ghostbusters.
I knew you were going to say that. If you wouldn't tell your significant other first, you might be wise to question the strength of that emotional bond.
Bad news. I have no good news.
Here's another one. You can both sense when something's wrong.
Yes.
Those with strong emotional connections are intuitive about their partners. You don't need your significant other to say, I had a bad day. You know, because you see it on their face when they come home from the office. It comes across when they text you, short and clipped. You can tell when their anger is masking hurt.
I'll also tell you this: if you bring it up and the other person doesn't, I don't want to talk about it right now. Give them the room to just live with it a little bit. Sometimes you have to process things.
Oh yeah,
yeah, and it takes a little while, and then I try to do that. I say I will let me figure this out, and then we'll reconvene and respect that. It really does help.
What about starting an argument right before bed? Because that always seems to be.
I put an end to that a while ago
Yeah, I know.
because that started to happen. And I'm like,
honey,
it took a while for my entire family to realize that 3:50 in the morning is very, very early.
Yeah.
And let's not bring up any last minute squabbles right before bedtime.
At 9 p.m.
It can wait.
Do you want me to fully explain why the pegging's painful? Do I need to tell you that now? Like, you got your slippers and your glass of milk and you're going up. I'll tell you why. Because it really, really hurts my butt.
It hurts my butt.
And I don't like having to sit on the donut at work.
People are starting to ask questions.
Yeah. I mean, how many? The Amazon guy is wondering why.
Yeah. I have a show to do. For crying out loud.
Yeah. So I get that you enjoy it, but it's reaming me out.
Seriously.
I love that word, ream.
I'm going to bed now.
All right.
We can bring this back up over oatmeal and toast.
Yeah.
Tomorrow.
Oat milk.
Oat milk over our oat milk because we both love it.
All right, and then the last green flag on this particular list that you're in a good relationship, you are each other's biggest fan.
Yeah, oh God, yeah.
A study.
It's like the Jubilee.
A jubbly. A study published in the Journal of Personality and Social Psychology found that the way couples react to each other's good news, either with excitement, pride, or indifference, is vital to a long-lasting relationship. And the news doesn't have to be about the big stuff either. Did your partner beat their Peloton score by a handful of points? Cause for celebration, or at least a high five and a hug.
Did she kill a 12-foot alligator with a spork?
Then
that is pretty amazing. No, and I love that. It's weird because we're of the mind that we tend to beat ourselves up, and so like I'm always I'm cheerleading Claire a lot because she's amazing, and so you want to project that. So that's a very important thing to recognize those successes.
Yep. So some green flags. We hear about red flags that so often that I thought a little green flag story.
Right. Now, can you read us fried green tomatoes?
This is looking good. We're not doing all things green. Okay. The green.
Back to the orangutans.
The rose jewel. Did I say rose jewel?
What?
By the way, we've been cataclysmic. I mean, near apocalyptic level tired this week. So the fact that any of our sentences include subjects and predicates is a massive victory.
Stubbly rose jewel.
What were you trying to say?
He wants to say we should buy some stubbly rose jewels.
Steven Singer Jewelers Rose.
Yeah. Oh.
You know, the gold dip rose. I said the rose jewel.
The rose jewel. All right.
It's all right. It's all good.
It's not
Guess
even-
what? It's almost Friday.
Oh my dear God.
Oh my God. We finish each other's sentences.
That's a green flag.
That's a green flag.
It is.
I love you. All right, let's take a break. We'll come back in a second, and we will get. Do I have these to give away?
You do.
Oh, I didn't know that.
What?
Yeah.
All right.
Well, it's good news, and I wanted you to know.
First. You told me first.
Yeah.
Tickets to see Dorothy. They are playing Sunday, April 10th at the Brooklyn Bowl in Philadelphia, that new venue.
I got to check that place out.
Let's take caller number 10, and I'll give you a pair of tickets because tickets don't go on sale till Friday at 10 a.m. So 215-263-WMMR, caller number 10, and the show is going to be Sunday, April 10th at the Brooklyn Bowl. Complete information at WMMR.com, including Thursday's pre-sale. That's today. And another chance to win for MMR VIP. So let's take that 10th caller, give you those tickets. We'll be right back, and we'll get to the Bizarre File.
Be cool with the silence.
Right.
I went up one night in the store, and I was just trying to write.
Yeah.
And I was bombing. And then someone just goes, talk about Anne Frank. in the audience. And then I go, I used to think Helen Keller and Anne Frank were the same person.
Right.
And it kills, right?
Yeah.
But I never knew. I didn't know that was funny. I thought I was an idiot. And then they laugh, and I was like, yeah, I found out the Anne Frank house. They're not. And everyone was like, what? I was like, yeah, you didn't. And I tell the story, and it's very simple. I thought they were like, you want to go to the Anne Frank house? I was like, yeah, we'll get a bag of weed and get high and we'll laugh. And they're like, laugh? I go, yeah, put a plunger in her toilet, chuck it up. And they're like, what? And they're like, I don't think you can go to her bathroom. And they're like, you can see the closet they kept her in. I was like, they kept her in a closet?
Oh, dude.
I swear to God. And they're like, yeah, the Nazis are looking for her. I go, the Nazis are You're telling me, I go, how many times did this chick roll snake eyes? Can't see, can't hear, can't talk, locked in the closet. Nazis are looking for her. And so I tell this on stage. I get off stage and Rogan's like, please tell me that's in your act. I go, no. I was like dead serious. I go, I'm being dead serious. And he goes, that is the funniest thing. He goes, are you being serious right now? I go, I'm being dead serious. He goes, when did you find out they're not the same person? I go, at the Anne Frank house. We're high as crap. I'm telling Helen Keller jokes. And I'm like, she had a dog, right? And they're like, what? I was like, to my friends, I'm like, oh, he ran away. And they're like, how do you know so much about Anne Frank? I was like, well, you would too if her name was. And this lady goes, are you telling Helen Keller jokes? And I'm like, oh my God. So then I take that story, I tell it on Comedy Central with Ari Shaffir on This Is Not Happening, and then all of a sudden you got a bit. But if you're not willing to fail or get the clap, so if you have the clap right, I think what we're saying is, if you're listening and you have a venereal disease, this might be the best day of your life.
Look at it as a plus.
Success is just around the corner.
Success is just around the corner.
There's something you and your spouse you will never
don't discuss,
ever agree on, ever.
And that's not a hole in the relationship.
Right.
That's just smart. You just don't agree on some things. That's totally fine. If it's an agitation, there's an entire rest of your lives to live. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, you know what, my wife and I
whether Hulk could beat Hulkbuster.
I don't think we'll ever agree on is which way the toilet paper goes on the roll.
Yeah.
And
or whether or not you should use it.
No. We both agree that you should use it, but I put toilet paper on the right way and she doesn't.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah.
Top down?
Yeah.
Yeah, it goes over.
Does it matter? It does matter to you guys?
No,
you know what? Consider this. You're bowling it up and jamming it in your butt.
It comes off of the toilet paper roll easier.
There you go.
There you go.
Mr. Morrison.
Aesthetically.
By the way, did you guys see my notes in the bathroom this morning?
No.
You didn't?
No.
Oh, is it still out of toilet paper?
Yeah.
Oh, I saw that.
Dude, it was out of toilet paper yesterday.
Did you do that last week?
No.
Because someone had the courtesy to put up on the door.
Yeah.
out of TP, so I went to another bathroom.
Can you fill me in here?
I saw that. So we were out of toilet paper, and
In the men's room?
In the men's room. So this morning I went in there and I did my business. It was a flashback to Casey when you caught me with my pants down in there.
Did you have to move stalls?
I did. I moved over to the second stall, and Kathy was out in the second stall.
Did you have to use regular?
Fortunately, it wasn't so messy that I could pull my underwear
use your
up.
shirt.
And I walked in. I used my shirt.
So I with the sink.
No, I got some paper
Ass
towels.
gaskets.
Paper towels.
You had to use paper towels?
Yeah, but I
wet them.
I moistened them, so it didn't rip.
The man played it right.
And so anyhow, what I did after that is I happened to have my highlighter on me.
You put that in your butt?
No.
What is that?
I got 2 pieces of paper towel, and I wrote no PTP.
Yeah.
And set it over the toilet paper dispenser.
Awesome. Because if you go in and you see that, and you don't want someone to replicate your horrible situation. Someone actually stuck a note on the door going in last week, and I appreciate them doing that.
Fortunately, everything was a clean movement this morning. It wasn't mushy.
It was like a good cellist Preston has a clean movement.
Yeah. So anyhow, not every argument has a resolution.
Exactly. Getting back to the core issue.
When you start to hit these sub-freezing temperatures, anything below 32 degrees, and then when you get down into teens and the freezing happens even faster, there's all kinds of things that you can do with the weather.
You can play with the weather.
You can play with the weather.
So one of the downside is, of course, the needless loss of life. The plus side is you can do stupid stuff.
Yeah, exactly. So we decided we'd try an experiment or two while we have these conditions.
So what's the boiling water thing?
It is very cool.
So here's what you do, and this is a few years ago. This little thing started to happen and pop up. If you take a pot of boiling water, when the temperature gets well below freezing, if you go outside, Kathy, and you throw it up in the air, it turns into snow. Like immediately.
Why boiling water and not cold water? Yeah,
because it gets out. I guess because of the heat shift. Can we get our physicists back on the line?
I don't know.
Right?
I'm not sure. I didn't research it, to be honest, but there's a reason for it. So.
Yeah, and I watched a video the other day of a guy in Minnesota, and I think it was below zero where he was, and he had peed outside, and there was steam coming out.
Yes, that does happen.
Like just flat out.
In fact, maybe you'll have Nick take a dump and see what happens.
I don't know. Nick, you got one cooking?
Yeah, man. I'll do whatever you guys want.
Really?
Nick looks very uncomfortable. But Nick, do we have? Should we just right out of the gate do the hot water?
I'm going to take the lid off. Max, you're going to toss it. Try not to toss it in my face. Okay.
No, wait, Nick. Before you do it, I would step away from Callie and step away a further. Step out to the lot.
Yeah, all right. So Max is going to throw it into the lot, but I'll take the lid off because Max has both hands on the pot itself. Boiling water. You guys ready?
Yeah, we're ready, man.
Makes sense.
All right,
we're watching the video. Nick is going to give the description.
2, 1. Here we go. Took the lid off. Max tosses it into there. Oh my God! Now, not all of it turned into snow, but a decent amount of it did. Also, a decent amount immediately turned into steam.
And it's so windy that it went 50 yards away in the blink of an eye.
It was down the parking lot.
It was gone.
We did get instant snow.
Yeah.
But the wind is whipping so much that by the time Nick was done talking, it was already half a parking lot away.
It was gone.
Two things also happened. Max's foot was burnt, and the pot of water is now empty.
Oh.
Ooh. Thanks.
All right, so let's see Callie's hair now. I don't want her to weld to the.
Well, I don't know. I don't think they poured more water on it, Steve.
Well, we don't want her to freeze to the thing, right?
She's still not laying down.
At this point, I'll take it.
Well,
anything.
Yeah, I mean, her hair is frozen solid, guys.
All right.
It's not sticking up like we saw in some of those hot tub photos.
Yeah.
Where people, but I mean, it's coated with hairspray, and it is completely frozen solid.
All right, because she's got very thick hair, so to get that sucker to freeze up the way we want it to would be a lot of work. But you can see the tips; it looks like icicles.
Wow. Okay, so we've learned that water
freezes in
cold temperatures.
Yeah.
All right.
And that if someone's hair is wet with that same type of water, it will freeze in cold temperatures. Then we're looking at Callie here. I just don't want her to freeze make sure she moves a little bit.
Yeah. We can. How long has she been out there? Anybody know?
She's going to look like Wendy O. Williams. What was that?
About 5 minutes.
The punk rocker?
Yeah. About 5 minutes?
Yeah.
All right.
Can she move her head so we can see if it's frozen?
There we go.
Yeah. All right. We have frozen hair.
Yeah.
It's sticking straight out.
No, that's cool. We got it.
All right.
It actually looks like, what does that It looks like the when Maleficent turned the forest dead.
Yes. Oh, like all those branches.
Tree
and
branches,
stuff?
yeah.
Yeah, it does look like that. Bill calling us?
Yeah.
Okay, Bill's calling us.
Bill's not wearing gloves.
Hang on, let me go to him.
Did he come in on his motorcycle?
No, he is. He just took one glove.
Why does he have a chafing dish?
There's no way he came in on his motorcycle. Bill Weston, Man About Town, are you there?
Good morning, my warm-feathered friend.
Hey, so first of all, what do you have in the crook of your arm there? Are those peppermints?
They're peppermints that my wife went to like Costco and got like the 30-gallon size.
Yeah.
Realized that she only needed a dozen for her candy dish. And I said, well, why don't you take the rest into work? I said, that's really economically wise.
All right, fair enough. And so what did you want to, you wanted to jump in on this frozen hair thing, I guess, huh?
Well, I see an intern out here freezing her tail off and with no hat on.
Yeah.
You know, your mother always said, don't leave the house without your hat and gloves.
Yeah.
And zip up your coat. And so I said, I hope you get extra credit for your internship program for this. She says, no, there's no credit for this. So, Marissa, we need to have a little chat.
Well, Bill, can you just actually go over and just have her raise her head? Because I think her hair's probably properly frozen now.
Yeah, let's check on the hair.
Hold on just a second.
All right.
All right.
We just don't want her to freeze to this building.
Ooh, yes. We've got some nice...
All right, that's cool.
That's it.
She's good.
It's frozen solid.
Have her come in.
And it's rigid. It's sticking straight out.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, Bill, how long are your pubes?
Oh, jeez.
I just, that's my second question. When Casey asked if they were gray.
Casey asked if they were gray.
Hey, Bill, you can tell her to come in, Bill.
Yeah, you guys can come in. We want to see this.
Hold on, Marissa has something. Marissa?
Just want to say this is Callie's last week, so this is like her last
there you go. We love Callie.
Yeah.
All right. Don't want to get me in trouble.
All right, Bill, you and Callie can come inside. A Volvo that was owned by David Bowie was auctioned off for approximately $218,000 in Switzerland. His Volvo 262C was one of the last of that line produced in 1981, and it was delivered to his Swiss home in June of that year. The car was initially registered under Bowie's own name, David Robert Jones, before transferring over to the record company Bellway Brothers.
This is the beginning of Philly Loves Bowie Week is today.
Can you do a commercial for the Chili Dogs place?
No, that was Cinderella.
Oh, Cinderella. Yeah. Pat's Chili Dogs.
Chili Dogs.
Ground control to chili dogs. Hi, I'm David Bowie with a passionate message about any fan who loves a good chili dog.
How'd you get Bowie to do this?
Well, he was in town.
Well, look who it is.
Yeah, hi. Bing, I'm here to tell you about the best chili dog I've ever had.
Sounds great. Do tell.
It's Pat's Chili Dogs.
How did they get him in the first place?
If you like a chili dog, bum.
Where is it?
I don't know. But anyhow, he definitely
Do you like a good chili dog?
he definitely owned a Volvo, and that's.
Oh no, I've got chili all over my Volvo.
Pat's Chili Dogs is a We Buy Gold place now.
Oh, is that what it is now?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Anyhow, David Bowie.
Do you have extra gold you'd like to make some money off of?
All right, and then finally, what?
What?
Oh, there you go.
I am David Bowie. I just had an otherworldly experience. As Major Tom, I took you into space, but now it's time to explore your belly. I'm introducing my new character, Ziggy Chili Dog.
Did he have Diamond Dogs?
Chili Dogs.
Was that what his album was? Diamond Dogs?
Was
This new one's called Chili Dogs.
How bizarre would it be just out of nowhere?
He just becomes enamored of chili dogs.
That he is all of a sudden he is a proponent of chili dogs. Oh, this is Diamond Dogs, yeah.
Yeah, Diamond Dogs.
Yeah. Did you guys hear the news that Khloe Kardashian is pregnant? You may have heard that, right?
Yeah. She was on Ellen, right?
She made the announcement, of course, a little while back. She may be head over heels in love with her boyfriend, NBA star Tristan Thompson.
Yeah, head over heels.
But the revenge body star has no desire to get hitched anytime soon. She told Ellen DeGeneres in the first TV interview since announcing the pregnancy that we're not in any rush for that.
We're in no rush to get married.
She added, as you know, I've rushed quite a few things before.
And I've made some mistakes, and I regret those mistakes.
Referencing her marriage to Lamar Odom after knowing him for 30 days.
Preston and Steve's Bizarre File.
Brought to you this morning by the WMMR and Preston and Steve logo winter hats. Another cool item in the MMR Rock Shop. Pick one up today. You can get it for you or as a gift. And you can go to WMMR.com and use the keyword shop to get those hats. Let's go with this one. The Center County, Pennsylvania man who allegedly shot his neighbor in the head in State College in December, wounding the man while attempting to target a deer in the distance.
Yeah.
Now faces criminal charges. Michael Lloyd and his friend were returning home from a hunting trip when they thought they spotted a deer on a hill, and Lloyd stopped his truck at the bottom of his neighbor's driveway and fired 2 or 3 shots with a 45-millimeter handgun.
Lloyd!
I think 45 caliber handgun is what I should say. Anyhow, so when Lloyd drove home, he looked over to his neighbor's property to find the deer, but only found a dog in a hunting vest and his 81-year-old neighbor on the ground.
Hey, did you see a deer?
State College police were called to the property for a report of a man with a head wound. Officers found Lloyd and another man both dressed in orange hunting gear tending to the neighbor's injuries. Lloyd used a towel to try and keep the bleeding under control until an ambulance arrived.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but it's illegal to go deer hunting with a pistol, yeah?
I believe so.
Yeah.
I don't know offhand, but I would think that is the case, Steve. But Lloyd was charged last week with recklessly endangering another person, shooting and injuring a person while hunting, and related offenses in connection with the incident. Officials said that the area where Lloyd allegedly fired his gun is obscured by brush that would have made it difficult for him to see the rest of the neighbor's driveway. The man who was shot was struck at about 140 yards away from where shell casings from Lloyd's weapon were found. The neighbor reportedly was taken to Altoona and had a piece of his skull removed.
Jeez.
While in the hospital, no available updates on his condition. Wow. All right, here's another hunting story, but in a different way. A highly predatory brown bear woke up from hibernation and killed 38 reindeer calves in a single month, and then 18 moose in the next month.
Wow.
Oh my
That's a killing
That's
spree.
a killing frenzy.
Why
So
don't you forget the moose?
Yes.
For a moment.
a bear versus moose.
Yes.
That probably would be a formidable fight,
Be an
right?
interesting fight, yeah.
Yeah, if I were a billionaire, I'd probably arrange for one of those.
So these were young moose, it says. So not a full grown one.
So they're cocky.
Antlers. Yeah. The unnamed 13.
You want a piece of me? Come on.
The unnamed 13-year-old female was one of 15 brown bears researchers tracked in North Sweden to understand how the bears use their landscape. They found that the bears change habitats to target reindeer and moose calves in the spring.
Okay, easy pickings.
The exact spaces bears occupied vary depending on how many calves they hunted, with some bears, like the unnamed female, killing more than others. Now, why are some bears more predatory?
Why?
They said it must be a combination of different factors, such as innate behavior related to personality. For instance, some people are more aggressive than others, and therefore some bears are more aggressive
Some bears
than
are
others.
dicks.
The researchers don't indicate these highly predatory bears pose any more threat to humans. Brown bears are the most widely distributed bears on Earth, and they can be found in 45 countries across North America, Europe, and Asia. But I didn't know some would kill that many in that amount of time.
And there's
That's
no way
wild.
that the bear is consuming all that meat, right?
I don't know.
I mean, you got a tremendous amount of meat there.
Yep.
Meat.
Lots of meat. In London, a motorist who fatally drove his car into a man to try and stop him from stabbing a woman has been released by police and will face no further action.
Yay.
The 26-year-old man, known only as Abraham, has been hailed as a hero for his attempt to stop the killing of Yasmin Chakifi. At the time, he was arrested on suspicion of murder after Chakifi's killer, her abusive former partner, Leon McCaskey, also died in the incident. So she was killed, unfortunately. On Tuesday, Scotland Yard announced the driver had been released and that he would be treated as a witness. The move came after Abraham issued a statement via his solicitor to make it clear that he had no intention of killing McCaskey and was only trying to stop him from attacking Chakifi. More than 75,000 people signed an online petition hailing the driver as a hero and calling for him to face no charges. An inquest heard that McCaskey The man who was stabbing this woman was wanted by police for breaching a stalking prevention order or a restraining order.
Yeah.
Chikivi died from multiple stab wounds when she was attacked by him. But this dude took his car and ran into the guy and killed him to stop that from happening. So messed up.
At least he tried.
At least he tried, exactly. Snowplow driver has been suspended after posting a video showing a large pile of snow and slush being thrown on 2 Orthodox Jewish people walking in Lakewood over the weekend. The driver has been suspended by his employer, Waste Management, and might be facing further trouble as police said that the prosecutor's office will be making a comment on this case.
How reprehensible.
Yeah, the short video shows the driver traveling along a snow-covered street as 2 men in traditional Orthodox clothing walk along the road. With his passenger recording, the driver maneuvers the plow to throw the precipitation on the unsuspecting pedestrians, and the 2 men in the snowplow then burst into laughter. The video has since been deleted from the social media pages of both men. They posted it.
You know who wouldn't do this?
Who?
Mr. Plow.
Mr.
Mr.
Plow
Plow would not do that.
Yeah. You can call him anytime.
Yeah.
In a statement posted on his Facebook page, Waste Management condemned the incident and said the driver, who was not working at the time, is suspended. By the way, who was Mr. Plow's nemesis? Plow King.
Plow King,
yeah. That's who it was, yes.
Call Mr. Plow. That's my name. That name again is Mr. Plow.
Okay.
One of the best episodes.
I love it. Yeah. All right, and then finally, you never know what you might find in a new home. TikTok user, I'm the Fukin Lizard King.
All right.
Liz.
Okay.
Shared a video showing the floor of her apartment, and after removing the rug, she revealed a safe which was locked. Yeah. She said, I bought a house in November and just found a hidden safe in the floor. The house was built in the late 70s. The video has over 6.6 million views, and people are making jokes in the comment section about how Liz might try to open the safe. But in a follow-up video, she said she's called several locksmiths, many of whom said they won't mess with floor safes as they are really challenging. She also posted another follow-up video in which she claims a safe-cracking expert has agreed to come and check out the safe. So
any indication as to what might be in that safe?
No.
A floor safe? That's kind of cool.
But maybe there'll be a follow-up. She needs Dieter.
Dieter. Yes.
Was that the character's name in
yes,
Army of
Dieter.
Thieves?
Yeah.
Yeah, great movie.
It was really good.
Army of Thieves. He's a safe cracker. All right, and there you go. That is what I have in the bizarre file for you. All right, we'll take a break. We'll come back in a second. The lesson question awaits with a great prize as well as trash and music news. Was that cough or a sneeze?
That was a cough.
All
Thank
right.
you, though.
I'm sorry.
Appreciate you.
We'll be back in a moment. Stay with us. I forgot how quickly that happened. Yeah.
It was just 30 days.
Oh my God! Look at this picture.
Yeah.
She does look like a
It looks
giant.
like it looks like a scene from Pacific Rim.
And
She's a
listen,
kaiju.
not fat.
No.
She's just a tall person.
I love you, Ellen.
Do they have her stats on Wiki, like how tall she is?
6'9".
So, Nick, type in how tall is.
I think she's 5'11".
But like even in their
Khloe
family
Kardashian.
pictures, I don't think she's towering over the rest of them.
No, she's bigger.
I don't know how tall.
It's because OJ's her father.
Ellen is either.
She's 5'10".
5'10".
There we
That
go.
would make Ellen like 3'11".
Yeah, because that's how tall my wife is. She's 5'10".
Yeah, that's not like
5'9", 5'10", somewhere in that range.
bare range.
But I think the other ones are just, everybody else is just tiny.
Tiny?
Yeah. So anyhow, as you know, she said I rushed into quite a few things before. Right now, I'm so loving the place I'm in and very happy with how things are. We talk about it for sure. What's meant to be will be.
I just love spending time now foraging through garbage cans. It's really a zen thing for me. Ellen.
Kardashian adds that she knows her 26-year-old beau is a good dad after watching him parent his 1-year-old son, Prince, in a previous relationship.
Okay. That's the tip-off.
She said he's such a good dad. He's so great just during pregnancy, and he makes me more excited, too. I'm excited. That's unbelievable that he has just a 1-year-old and has moved on.
He's a great dad.
He's fathering another one
great
over
dad.
here. And
Did he bring Khloe to the birth, Preston? Did she say that?
That's a good question.
Exemplary
To the first
dad.
baby? Yeah.
Sweetie, I'd like you to meet my girlfriend.
How long is her gestation period? Do we know?
I don't know because
It's 2 years.
There's a hibernation thing, right?
You guys are mean.
The one thing is that the baby can immediately forage for itself when it comes out.
There is a picture here of the 4 girls, and she is significantly taller.
Significantly.
I'm a little bigger.
And you know they're wearing heels, Kathy.
Yeah.
When she gets into her laughing fits, man,
she's so
watch
Can't
out.
stop. It's a runaway train. Her gynecologist actually zip lines in. It's crazy. Okay, everything looks pretty good. Is that a stalagmite? What is that? Oh my God. One-eyed Willie.
Chester Copperpot.
There's an entire pirate ship in here. Hey, you remember when we fought that octopus? Oh, that was in the edited scene.
Yeah, they took that out of the movie.
By the way,
The Gooeys instead of the Goonies.
she's really pretty.
She has.
She's yes.
She doesn't look anything like she used to look. My assistant. Come on over here, man.
Hey,
Look
Sloth,
at
come
this.
here.
Look at this. Navajo cave etchings.
Then when they have to do the look around the back end.
Goonies taking place inside Khloe Kardashian. Quickly, hide in the fallopian tubes. I'll use my chattering teeth to pull us up.
Oh, God. All right, so anyhow.
Okay.
They'll name the boy, if it's a boy, Tristan Jr.
Okay, cute.
Just to let you know. Here's another bit of trivia for National Trivia Day. Long before rap battles, there was flighting, the exchange of witty, insulting verses. The verbal throwdowns were popular in England and Scotland from the 5th to 16th centuries. So it was kind of like, your mama jokes, I guess, going back and forth, but back in the 5th to 16th
Your mater
centuries.
gives handies to the house staff.
Your mater.
Your mater. Your mater inhales snuff through her buttocks.
Burn.
Got you.
Dude, you know what that made me think of? Is we talked about knock-knock jokes being a big thing in the 1930s and 40s.
Yeah.
And you were FDR.
He was trying to
doing a knock-knock. Who was that? Your mother manually stimulates migrant workers. Oh my God! Yeah, so they it was called flighting.
Yeah, flighting,
and they would jab do little jabs at each other.
Your mater is so corpulent when she sits around the house, the spire sticks in her rectum. Snap!
Oh snap!
Snap!
Oh my God! All right, so that's what they used to do apparently. So that's been going on for a long time.
I think we talked about this one time. The history of humor and what makes us want to laugh and makes us want to make others laugh, and it goes back. A lot of times, the basis of everything is in insults.
I felt like an idiot yesterday because my 8-year-old daughter got me with a little bit of a joke.
Did she?
Yeah. Can I get you with it?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, righty. Steve, would you remember me in an hour?
Yes.
Steve, would you remember me in a day?
Yes.
Steve, would you remember me in a month?
Yes.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
I thought you said you would remember.
Snap!
I was like, how did I fall for that?
My daughter got me one yesterday too, which was what do you call a suspicious noodle?
What?
An impasta.
I was like, spaghetti?
All right.
It's like beef stroganoff.
Yeah.
Hawaiian.
You heard of jerking cattle?
Beef stroganoff. Mm-hmm. Or did you hear about the peanut walking through the park? It was assaulted. I mean, they're so stupid.
I know, and they're great.
Yeah.
I don't even necessarily know how to verbalize the feeling that I have inside when I see like lame Eagles chants and people making up their own lame Eagles fight songs and lame quote unquote pep rallies.
As you were,
like forced pep rallies.
Forced pep rallies.
Forced pep rallies. All right, here's one. Yeah, and these I love the outfit and I love the zeal
Can
for
you
it.
describe it, please, for those who are listening to the radio?
So it is an older couple, married couple that has made up, and they're dancing. They're wearing Eagles gear. She's got a cool little.
I'm a huge fan of Tinsel.
And they're making up their own Eagles song.
So you hate this elderly couple because they've made up their own Eagles song?
I think it's a lame song.
So what? They're having fun.
You know what? And you're right. They are having fun. But
Here, Marissa pulled the. She heard us talking about this in the. She pulled up the audio. I haven't heard this. I've just seen this video footage that we're watching right now. So here we go. This is them, and their Casey says lame Eagles fight song.
Fly all the way up. Fly all the way up. Fly all the way up.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, Eagles, do your thing. We need a Super Bowl ring. Fly all the way up.
Yeah.
Fly all the way up.
Yeah.
Fly all the way up.
Get behind this, right?
Fly all the way up.
I agree with you, Kathy. Yes, they're having fun.
E-A-G-L-E-S. Eagles.
I love the genuine zeal, the energy. What you don't know is that this woman is an Army veteran who donates her time on the. No, I don't know what the story is. They're having a great time.
Yes.
I was trying to run a CSI diagnosis or analysis of, I think, what these are clearly long time Eagles fans.
They're really happy.
Really entrenched in it. Are you more pissed off about what you perceive to be bandwagon jumpers? Okay, then I'm at a loss.
I just don't. Why do you have to make this song? We have a good song.
But they're not.
They're having fun. They're a couple. They're having
You know, I'm with you. I am.
Forming it somewhere.
Well, yes, they are.
In
Now,
their